and welcome to the season finale of Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft, the Survivor off-season podcast where every week we are putting up for bidding a subject from Survivor seasons past and let a panel of lovely podcasters and players haggle over it, fight over it, and walk away with a team of lovely things at the end of the day. Or in this case, people, because tonight, for the final installment of this edition of Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft, we are paying a lot of attention to some people who, quite frankly, did not get a lot of attention from the jury. We are talking about zero-vote finalists across the history of Survivor. They're going to be up for grabs tonight, and these are the people who will hopefully walk away with them in their giant pockets, I assume, unless we want to shrink them down. I'm not sure how the technology is going to work. That we might have to bring in the big brother Laser. But first, let me welcome in everybody tonight. No zeros here, or maybe a zero voter. We'll get into that. But first, let me welcome in, of course, someone who will hopefully not quit it and will be here to hit it all podcast long, the great Jenny Autumn. Jenny, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to do this. I'm ready to be a $0 finalist because I am not the most fiscally responsible person. And I don't know how to strategize bidding. So take advantage of me, folks. It's not all right. Well, but I'm here for the vibes.
Please don't take this out of context, but let's see what happens with Jenny at the end of this night. Of course, somebody who is hoping to grab that giant case at the top of this that might be full of some zero-vote finalists to take home with a ladder match and everything is, of course, the host of our wrestling wrap up, as well as many things here on RHAP, Maury Forth. Maury, how are you?
I'm here. I'm glad. Shout out to Girl Math. I think me and Jenny will be flexing some of that tonight. I'm excited. Let's spend some money. Let's draft some zero-vote finalists.
Now, this is somebody who surprisingly came back a bit later in the picture than we expected, a la Kate Chastain. Here he is, and just as fashionable, Pooya Zambakili has returned to Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here because Liana couldn't make it, and of course, I will be there to help her where I can, and I'm here to represent the household. Two-timer on the Outbid, Outpod. Sorry, Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft.
All right, you're out. Sorry, you're out again.
It was a different name when
I was probably called that at some point, ago. Right?
But yeah, it's a delight to be here. Couldn't ask for a better group to hang out with on a Wednesday night.
And finishing out that Wednesday night group, some people say it takes a zero-vote finalist to know a zero-vote finalist. And of course, we started this off with a first boot, Maddie Pamela drafting first boots. It only makes sense that we bring this guy in to draft his fellow zero-vote finalist, the great Owen Knight. Hi, Owen.
What's up, Mike? Thank you for having me. That was such a fun text to get. I was really excited to see Maddie on the first boot edition. I was like, maybe he'll ask if we do zero-vote finalists. I thought this could be a fun category. And I'm notoriously a little bit frugal in my personal life. As some of you may have seen my car on my Instagram story the other day, still driving my grandma's car, but I am ready to break out the pocketbook tonight to assemble a super team of my fellow trauma victims from Final Tribal Council. So
yeah, just to clarify here, this is not real money. So Owen, you don't need to go home with any money to pay for shocks for your grandma's car. That translates to absolute bupkis outside of this podcast.
Well, I'm ready to spend away.
All right. So up for bidding. This is relatively self-explanatory again, but we are putting up for grabs all of the people who went to the final tribal council, made it to day 39, day 26, insert number here, and got 0 votes from the jury. Owen, what was the zero-vote finalist group chat like when they heard rumors about this podcast?
Actually, sadly, there is not one. I'm in touch with a couple of them, but I wish maybe I'll start one after this and send this link to everybody and let people fight over how much we went for. But it was actually really nice when I got home and after the season ended. I actually didn't tell anyone. I told my parents I got 5th place even. So it was nice after the season ended to get some messages from people and kind of welcome me to the club. And I've tried to do the same for the other zero voters of the new era. But I'm excited that this is a category. I've enjoyed the rest of the series, so I'm pumped, and I think they'll enjoy it.
Yeah, so before we get into this, let's set the table a bit before we dig in. Pooya, you've been around this block before, but obviously something very different here with players up for bidding. In your opinion, I don't want you to reveal your cards too much, but what's your hand looking like? Are you jockeying for the big players, the big characters, famous, infamous? What's your criteria here?
And did Liana give you a list?
Valid
Yeah.
question.
We may have had a quick discussion while we had crossover dinners going on, but for me, you know, when we did the twist one, I was kind of like, I was not about the Shannon life of I'm building a season off of this. I kind of just want a crew that I want. You know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds very simplistic in speaking, but the reality is there's a lot of Survivor players I've enjoyed watching and enjoyed watching play. There's a lot of Survivor players that I've thought I wish would have won and did not, made it all the way to the end and didn't. Maybe the person to my left is somebody I'm talking about. I don't know. But for me, I want to look at my team at the end of this and be like, yeah, that's my team right there. You know, that's really what I'm going for.
Mari, you going for a similar "that's my boy" type of mentality?
Honestly, I truly am. There is one person that I really want, and then after that, I'm just gonna be like, okay, cool, whatever happens, happens. So.
All right, so Mari might be the only person in this series to just go home with one person.
So
monogamous,
how iconic would that be? Like, if I do that, can I just just
She's like, I'm not hanging out with you.
Can I take a nap?
Like, "Have fun tonight, guys. Good luck with the rest."
Yeah, you're gonna make all the rest of them look like whores with the amount of people they're taking home.
Right.
All right, so let's get into it. We know how this works. One at a time, I'll be putting these players up for auction. You all are going to bid in $5 increments. I'll provide a starting bid. Highest bid wins. Simple as that. We'll do a little bit of discussion as to that person and the bidding that happened, and then we keep on keeping on. Let's not tarry any further, folks. Let's jump into it. And tomorrow does begin a fantastic month. February, of course, is Black History Month. So I think it's only appropriate that I say, I have a dreams to start off this auction.
Jesus Christ.
Mike,
Michael.
just started 7 minutes in.
Dreams Heard is our first Zero-Vote finalist up. One of the first Zero-Vote finalists in Survivor history, of course, made a major splash in Survivor Fiji. We talked about, him giving up the car a couple of weeks ago, and here he appears once again. I will start the bidding for Dreams at $15.
15.
15 to Owen.
I'll go 20.
20 to Mari.
25.
25 to Owen. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Owen first.
Wow.
Bid of the night. $25.
I love it. Great value.
Cool quarter hundo. Owen, how you feeling about this? Did Dreams immediately leap out to you before going into this?
I feel incredible about this. I made a little list and I had Dreams close to the top here. I wasn't sure he'd come up so early. But yeah, I've grown to appreciate him so much more over the years. Fiji was one of the first seasons that I had, or one of the first seasons I had rewatched when I found Survivor again. I had watched Fiji live and really liked him. I thought his story was interesting, a male cheerleading coach. And I was, a tween at the time. So I thought that was cool. And now, like, that I've analyzed his game a little bit more, I realized he was playing very, very hard. And I think his game would adapt really well to if he was brought back. I think he could play actually quite well. Obviously, I loved Yowman and was really torn up about the whole thing. But I think it was just a little misunderstood at the time. And I've grown to really love and respect Dreams. And yeah, pumped to have him on the squad.
Yeah, you're doing a backflip right now in celebration. Mari, you got a little bit in there. Dipped your toes a bit into the waters.
Yeah.
What made you decide, okay, I'm not going to go that far for Dreams?
Well, only just because Dreams is one of my favorite players too. Fiji is like, come on, that's one of the best seasons ever. And I at the time was like, yes, Dreams, take that car. Yes, Dreams, do not give up that immunity. I did not care. I was like, this is how you do it. So like I didn't want to push too hard from it. I feel like if he was like maybe third, then maybe I would have pushed more. But him being first here did kind of leave me to go for a little bit of restraint. I am sad that he went that cheap because I think he is so underrated and such a good addition to the team. Shout out to Gia because I know that's her favorite zero vote finalist.
Yeah, I want to get that done early for the Gia-worthy fans and stands in the audience.
Yes.
Jenny, Pooya, any further thoughts about Dreams, both as a player and his going price in this auction?
I mean, I'm gonna agree it's a steal. It's an absolute steal. I mostly was just not going to bid first, like on the first round, unless it was like one of my like top 2 or 3 people on my list.
Exactly.
So I kind of I had no idea what you were gonna go with first, so there's no way of knowing. And I kind of just sat. Here's the thing: I have 2 modes, like out of control spending. And then like decision paralysis, overthinking like the value to the point of not spending any money. And so we're probably gonna see me going back and forth between those 2 modes.
Yeah, in the first one I participated in was the twist one, and I bid my most amount of money on that first item, and then after that I took a back seat for like an hour. So
yeah,
I was like, I want to save my money a little bit, see where I go with it. But I do think part of me did feel like I should maybe bid twice here to bump up the price. But
me too. Yeah.
I got away
I
with
was like,
one
oh my
there.
god, he's gonna get
Not gonna
it.
lie.
A dream price for Owen, walking away with some dreams. Jacob Kane,
Owen
that's
deserves it,
definitely
though.
a steal. Some would say it's a giveaway, actually, given Dream's journey on Survivor Fiji. I will also send you into a bit of a decision paralysis right now because I forgot to mention that last week we did, of course, our rewards edition of Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft. Very fun podcast with Chappelle, Mary Kwiatkowski, Chantel Francis, and, of course, Mary Ann. There is a poll right now for you to vote on the best group of rewards. Go to bit.ly/OOO rewards, bit.ly/ooh rewards. Vote on anonymously. Do not put names behind each group. What you think is the best group of rewards. You have about 37 minutes left, approximately. It'll end at the top of the hour, and by the end of this, we'll have a victor. And we'll see, maybe this group wants to do that as well, so we can get a winner amongst these people who did not necessarily win. But let's move on from that topic. Or should I say I'm jumping ship? Because we are catapulting ourselves all the way to Survivor Edge of Extinction. Look, Christmas is over, but as a father of a 4-year-old would say, it's always time for toys. And so we bring in the toy maker herself, Julie Rosenberg, the Zero Vote finalist from Survivor EOE. We'll start the bidding for Julie at $10. Anybody at all?
Y'all are terrible.
I'm just having a moment of being like, I love Mike Bloom for like knowing that she was a toy maker and like remembering these random things that I have no memory. Like, so sorry, I was shocked. I'll go 10. Let's go 10.
All right,
Let's
Jenny for 10.
Started.
Tenny Autumn.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, Mari.
Mari,
What
just
is that?
not speaking up to say no. All right, listen, I'll do the formal going once, going twice sold. Jenny, you're in for Tenny.
I'm not upset about that. Like, no disrespect to Julie. I didn't have her high on my list of people that I was gonna go for, but if you guys want to give me her for $10,
Yeah,
it's fine.
I feel like Julie was always gonna at this stage after that sounds like the first person a bid is gonna get again a bit of a steal with $10. I low key I kind of want to save my money to see what Mari's going for because I'm gonna go toe to toe with her now when it comes to that.
Rude.
Oh my goodness.
Very rude.
I just hope that this doesn't somehow screw me out of getting like someone that I really, really was banking on. That's like that's where the anxiety of the spending is like getting to me, where I'm like, that is a massive steal. What if the $10 becomes the difference later?
Oh yeah,
you know?
You're like Dan Campbell, like, oh no, if I kick that field goal, those $10 will matter so much more later on when I can't get the person I want.
Yeah. No, Julie really like Pooya said, I want a tribe worth of people that I liked, and that live tribal where Julie like switched her vote still kind of like guts me to this day. So I'm glad she's on Jenny's team. So
Brutal.
But
Or
here's
literally
the
said,
thing.
glad it's not me.
Here's the
sorry.
thing, though. I feel like like she's an interesting person to have on this list, because when you have a season that gets won by someone in the way that Chris Underwood won that season, it
Yeah.
kind of just makes you look at the other finalists in a different way. Whether that's a good thing, whether that makes you value them more or value them less, to be like, oh, and you lost to the person that didn't play most of the game. Like, I just think it's an interesting person to have because it's a different story than a lot of the rest. Literally the
That's
rest
a
of the
good
people
point.
here.
Owen, Pooya, any prevailing thoughts about Julie as a player?
I mean, I thought the I'm jumping ship line was low-key pretty iconic, but the main realization I had over the course of that bid was just how like awkward this is going to be for me. I felt so bad.
Wait,
Maybe the
Owen,
group
come
chat's not a good
on.
idea, Owen.
These are friends.
I'm going to end up with a 40-person team where they're all like $10. But
Well, here's the thing: if the group chat was a thing, like you could have had people like bribing you to like
that is true.
to bid on them and stuff. Like
You
you
could
could
have
have
turned real money into this.
exactly.
Missed opportunity.
All right, well, let's move
Justice
on.
for Julia.
There we go. And if maybe the known of Julie was not particularly appetizing, maybe the unknown will be a bit more as we get to our first covered item.
Not this close.
All
Sir.
right, the cloche is here, and I will start the bidding at, I'm going to say $20 for this covered item.
Wow.
That's funny because it's 50 now.
Oh,
quote
Mari
my
with the
brother.
Chappelle.
I'll go 55.
55 to Owen. Going once.
I'll go 60 because why not?
60
honestly.
to Mari. Mari said, I have one person I want to bet on.
not?
Also, why not? All right, $60 to Mari. Going once.
I'm so scared.
Going twice.
65.
65 to Jenny.
Oh, snap.
Going once. Going twice. Sold to Jenny for $65.
I'll be so
All right,
mad.
Jenny, what do you want to be under here?
I don't want to say, because if they're not there, I don't want to be giving away the next thing I'm going for.
Give a pseudonym.
I'm just gonna say I want it, and this is not gonna help you very much because of the list. It is a woman.
Okay. You
That's
got a
all I'm gonna
woman.
say.
That's good
Oh,
news.
no.
Jenny, you
$1
brought a
minimum.
nice handful of Yanni. Oh, sorry, wait, that's actually pronounced Laurel.
No!
Okay. Steal. I think that's a
Can I get a
steal.
steal? Can I get Mary's advantage, please?
No, I've never you bring it back this season.
That's
Mari.
bull crap.
I feel a little bad because I snuck in the last moment there. But
You're right. I don't think that's fair. Let's run the tape back. I think Mike was in the middle of saying
Jenny, what are you doing?
like Mike was in the middle of saying gone.
Jenny.
I feel like when
Take the
put that out
W.
there.
Yeah, take it,
listen,
Jenny.
Mari, listen, we just started here. There's always opportunity to talk.
Mm-hmm.
And
Can we trade? We can trade.
You can trade.
Listen, I'm pretty sure there's no rules. Like, there's very few rules in this.
We're at the
think
Outback
you can go.
Steakhouse, baby. No rules, just right.
Have had, different.
I will
things
trade you $100 for Laurel right now.
Jenny, I think you hold on to this money and see what she gets on her team and then steal then. I don't think you take 100 flat here. That might end up not being the worth.
Did
Think about
anybody
it.
say
This might
anything to
be
you,
this like
though?
worth 200.
Are we
for her.
talking to you, Pooya? I don't
Hey,
remember saying.
I thought there were
Pooya's
no
name.
rules. I
remember
thought
saying
anybody could
Ginny.
talk. I don't
I could
know.
have sworn I said, "Hey, Ginny, girlfriend,
Oh
come
man.
on, you get all your money back. You're getting all of your money back."
And more.
And more.
Yeah.
The buying power.
Oh.
Talk us
I'm
to your
so-
thoughts right
Worth
now, Jenny.
250.
Even outside of the deal, how do you feel about getting Laurel on your team?
I think this is a great get. It's mostly, and the reason I'm considering it, like, listen, Laurel was not top of my list, but she was someone I was considering going for. I am having a hard time when I'm being offered money and I know that there's people still to come that I could get. Oh, it's very, very hard. I think I want to sit on it a
all
little
of the
bit.
money and all of the power. I'm just saying.
Mari, I think we maybe vibe for a little bit. Maybe
Okay.
there's an opportunity for like a three-way later. Like,
Okay, we'll vibe. We'll
Or
vibe.
four-
In a trade situation. Well, I don't know.
What
If
if
it's a
Stick your
three-way
tongue back in your
trade,
mouth,
it's just
Mike.
between me, you, and Owen, because I don't think I will be doing any dealing with Pooya tonight since he's here a little,
Why, Mari? Why?
a little feisty against me.
I'm not
from the
against you.
get-go.
I'll help
So,
you.
yeah, we'll vibe a little bit. Let me just
Okay.
say,
I just want you to know I am considering potential deals because again, I do feel like I got a good deal, but I'm again being like that money could really come in handy when I really got to fight for something I'm passionate about. So,
but that's what I'm saying. Like, the more money up front is the better, because we don't know when this stops. There's no point in taking money home.
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Again, yeah, it does not
Mhm.
transfer to Grandma's Shocks.
And
By
the
the
deal
time
could
you-
get worse later.
Exactly.
If this was Jeff's rice
Well-
negotiation, your bag would be bleeding out.
So
Mari,
rude,
what
wasn't
about-
he?
What about 120?
I'll do it for
And he asked for 150.
120. No, we're doing 120. Well, we're doing
Okay,
120.
all right.
We're
So
doing
you're
just,
blessing
just
it
like
up.
officialize
Wow.
this. The transaction is Mari's paying Jenny $120 for
Yes.
Laurel.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
On my
Wow.
Virtual handshake. Transaction is done. So
girl
Mari, I mean,
math. Shout out.
Here for the girl math, baby.
doesn't take a master of social cues to probably make the assumption that was this the one? Was this the number one bullet on the top of your list?
Laurel is the one, because I will go to my grave defending Laurel for what she did with Dom and Wendell, because everybody was like, Laurel, you gotta change sides. You got, for what? For who? For those people she hadn't talked to for 30 plus days? For those people who didn't care about her? Like, I get it. I feel like mostly everybody was drawing dead that season anyways, because Dom and Wendell were running that. One of them was making it to the end if it wasn't the both of them. So her sticking with the people that she wanted to ride with, she made it to the end, and then she got to be a part of history and cast the vote to decide the winner. Wendell, I will ride for Laurel every freaking day. I don't care. I love her.
See, and I feel, I know I got Laurel on a crazy bargain, but I have more money than I started with.
Mm-hmm.
And Mari is more passionate about it than me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there are picks that I think are like brain picks, and then there are like heart picks. And Laurel for me was a brain pick where I'm like, this is a logical, very good zero vote finalist, but it's not a heart pick for me the way that it clearly is for Mari. And I'm not here to ruin anyone's night.
Thank you, Jenny.
Jenny, I'm the most altruistic person I think we've had on this panel so far. Live in the comments.
Mari, I loved
alive.
I loved hearing you go to bat for Laurel, because for me, that season was airing right when I was in like the thick of casting. So I was getting very frustrated with the Laurels and the Donathans and the people not flipping. And it's really nice to hear you lay it out like that, because you're right. Objectively, why would she flip? So I really appreciated you walking through that.
Thank you.
And Mari, as a bonus, I'll say if there is a tie in the final voting, you get to test the tiebreaker vote because you have.
You get that by getting Laurel.
Awesome.
All right. Well, this was a very sweet sentiment. I'm so happy that everyone walks away from this transaction feeling a little bit better. But let me bring in something a little sweeter. One would say a little sugary sweeter. Sugar Kuiper. She popped up in the first Boots draft, and she's back again as the zero vote finalist from Survivor Gabon. I will start the bidding for Sugar at $15.
$40.
Whoa, Owen coming in with 40.
Oh,
okay.
Going once, going twice. Owen, it is yours, my man. And something tells me you could have gotten it for less than 40.
I don't care. Do not care. Icon, Love her. First of all, Heroes versus Villains opening challenge, flipping off the villains with her top off. Incredible. Lived in history. I
Owen
also
said
recently
titties.
found out. We see some
He
tatas
just live
today.
in New Orleans, so
Yes, I recently learned she's from Metairie, and there is which is the
Oh.
suburb right next to New Orleans. And I saw her comment on someone's Instagram post that in Metairie there's a day that's Sugar Kuiper Day, and
Oh.
I did not realize I had that Louisiana connection. And I feel like she's really there's been a renaissance on Gabon. Like I love that people really view it as this lovable train wreck, and deep down, I hope 43 has that kind of same arc one day. That is wishful thinking. But Sugar, I think, does not get enough credit. People are coming around, but she was in control. She made moves, and the whole Sugar Shack was really fun to watch. So I think this is a steal.
I
Personally.
love Owen being like, all old men winning seasons of Survivor will be slept upon.
Age like a fine wine.
Yeah.
Sugar was a good character, but just on a season that never really connected with me. Like, I remember watching Gabon in college and being like, what am I watching? Like, it was just one of those seasons that felt so weird and out of place. And like, I couldn't pinpoint who was going to win. I didn't really have anybody I was really like rooting for. So it was just like on for me.
Jenny, Pooya, any thoughts about Sugar as a player or the bid?
I had her as someone that I was maybe gonna spend a little money on, but I just made a deal, and there's a reason why I made a deal, and I want to sit on this money for a little bit until I'm getting really excited. And
You must be expecting the person you're looking for to cost up to $500, is what I'm hearing then.
I don't know, maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't
This is
know.
the
I'm
other side.
surprised.
This is decision paralysis. We're just flipping back
This
and
is
forth.
what I'm gonna end up with 2 people and like $300 at the end, and nothing to do with it.
All right.
I told you I'm bad at math. I'm not fiscally responsible. I'm indecisive as hell. I'm a mess.
And that's why you're perfect for this podcast.
Exactly.
So let's move on and see
I will
if
get 0 votes on my team.
Yeah, we'll see if the switch flips back for Jenny with this next one. Everybody, drop your stack because this guy did not. We're talking about Albert from Survivor South Pacific. We talk about 0 vote finalists. Here's the guy who has the claim on the handle 0 votes, I believe, on Twitter. I'll start the bidding for Albert at $10. We Julieing this?
Y'all are so cheap. Oh my god.
Right. Yeah.
I'll start with 10.
All right, 10 to Jenny.
I'll do 15 for Albert.
15 to Mari. Going once.
20.
20 to Jenny.
Ooh.
Going once. Going twice.
Too rich for my blood.
Sold to Jenny for 20 for the 23 0 vote finalist.
I'm still over what I started with.
Yes,
so,
yes, you are, Jenny.
and I got 2 players.
You got spending money.
Here's the thing. Okay. There weren't many people I liked on this season. And there were also times where I did not like this man. But I actually like I liked him and Sophie, and so it was like, and I think that there are situations where Albert's at the end, not with Sophie. Again, it's hard to think about it, but I don't think that he's terrible. And I feel okay about having Albert. For what did I spend? 25?
Yeah, I mean, as Albert would say, Jenny, that's such a great comment. I absolutely love that from you.
Right.
He was such a good
take
character.
Yeah.
He was a good character who thought he knew everything that was going on, but didn't at times. He seriously over self-grandiosed himself and stuff, and it was funny to watch. And I think he was actually good at the game as well. He was just playing next to somebody who was better. Maybe 2 people who were better, depending on how you look at it. But Albert's fun. So that's a pretty good steal.
Sometimes there's just a lot of male ego going on, and it's just
Sometimes?
like it's pick your poison. It's like there's been that version in every freaking season, so it's
true.
Like,
but Albert has one of the most unique job titles. Maybe this will be the subject of a future Outbid Outpay Outdraft of baseball/dating coach.
And
Hey.
I
If
think
you're
that
somebody who can do both.
Yeah.
Like Logan said in the chat, the first ever baseball to play, and he was dating coach.
he that's incredible. Listen, he knows how to get you to home base. Okay,
There you go.
Nice.
Exactly. Even if he can't.
more ways than one, baby.
All right, let's move on here. And yeah, listen, that may not have tickled anyone's complete fancy, but I think this next one will have you all going, whoa! Sorry, whoa. You know who it is. It's our most
Oh,
recent
man.
zero vote baby
Oh,
girl,
wow.
Jake
Baby
O'Kane. I hear those reactions. I'm going to start the bid in at $25 for Jake.
What? 25.
25 to
30.
Pooya. 30 to Jenny.
35.
50 to Owen.
55.
55 to Jenny. Going
60.
once. 60 to Pooya.
65.
65 to Jenny.
75.
75 to Owen.
80.
80.
Eight-
Fuck.
80
85.
85 to Jenny.
Fuck it, 100.
100 to Owen.
Owen.
Triple digits. Here we go, baby. $100 to Owen Knight. Going once. Going twice.
105.
105 to Jenny. Going
110.
110 to Owen.
Owen's like, this is someone I have a chat with. I must bid more.
110 for Jenny Autumn. Going once. Going twice.
No, it's
sorry,
it's
to
for
Owen.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and Jenny's abdicating right now. Sold to
I think
Owen.
so, yeah. I think I can't-
$110.
It hurts my. It
Money
hurts my.
well spent. Money very well spent.
Yeah, this is Charlie Brown camaraderie, is it not?
It is. I cannot explain what it was like for me to watch Jake on 45. Like just how deeply I was feeling everything he was feeling, and just like watching him flounder and try and cook up these crazy plans, and just trying to throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks. Like it really was like deeply emotional for me, quite honestly. Just like watching what I felt happen to me happened to someone else, and it was like this slow train wreck. And I was just like, please, like, you can do it, buddy. And it's just I cannot overemphasize just like what a weird experience it was to watch, but how pleasant it was. And then getting to talk to him post game, because like the whole way through I didn't know what was going to happen, and I was like just holding out hope. And then when it finally came to fruition that he got 0 votes, but he got to have that triumphant moment with the fire, I was so happy for him and proud. And yeah, it's I just hopefully I said it all, but yeah, really it was just moving for me to watch. And I don't think like it's just weird just going through it and then watching it a year later. It was trippy.
Yeah, Owen killing a lot of trees to make this money to spend on the tree himself in Jake O'Kane.
Yeah, no, similarly to how I felt after Mari talked about getting Laurel, I feel like Jake belonged to no one else's team but yours after that, truly.
Mhm.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think if I was going for the win, like the audience participation, he is your draw here.
I mean, I wanted him. And I could see it in your eyes, Owen, that you were gonna do what it took to, and I had to give it a go for a little while, but it's getting a little too rich, and I have some other names that I want, and I know that this means a lot to you. I know that this is your guy. This is like bidding on you, except for, I mean, we could be bidding on you. I don't know.
Yep,
I don't know what
maybe.
Mike has up his sleeve, but yeah, I think this is a great get. I'm a vibes lady, mostly, and I love Jake O'Kane. I love him. And so I feel if I had to lose him to someone, I'm okay with it being you, Owen. It makes sense. It's right.
Not only are you okay, you're O'Kane with losing.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations to Nana. Again, that cool 110 imaginary Props bucks in her pocket, hopefully. But let's move on to how about another covered item? We'll start the bidding on this at $20.
20.
All right,
25.
I'll go 25 to Jenny.
30.
30 to Mari. Going once. Going twice.
40.
40 to Jenny.
Deja vu, Mari?
Going once.
Mhm.
Going twice.
45.
45 to Mari. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Mari for $45.
I'm gonna regret this. I feel
Maybe, maybe not.
I already made my
Mari-
deal.
You have a
Mari,
choice.
Oh.
Mari, let me tell you what I think this is. Let me tell you what I think this
All
is.
right, here comes dating/baseball coach Pooya on the sideline.
Mari, I think this has to be one of the seasons where it's 2 0-vote finalists in one season. So I think this is like a Ken McNichol and Hannah Shapiro, or
Dawn
and Sherry.
Dawn
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Sherry.
I was
Or
hoping
Spencer
you
and
would
Tasha.
close and Owen, so I can.
Or Spencer and Tasha.
Oh
Or
yeah, it could be
Ryman.
yeah.
Maybe.
Spencer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Spencer and Tasha.
Mm.
So just to clarify what the deal is, you currently have item A. You
I
can
do.
stick with it, or you can swap for item B.
This is a blessing because I can't deal with decisions, so I'm actually glad I'm not in this now.
It's cool. It's cool. I feel like I'm trying to feel what the universe is telling me.
Mm.
I think I'm just gonna stick with A. I think I'm gonna stick with
Good
A.
call.
All right.
We'll
so you're
see what
gonna stick
happens.
with what you're given. Apparently, that was a choice.
Oh, great call, Pooya.
Good
Great
call,
there.
Pooya.
I gotcha,
Mad
I
from
gotcha.
Amari. Depending on what you think, because yeah, you gave up Hannah Shapiro for the Gen X to her millennial, even though he wasn't really a Gen X. Ken McNichol and his
he
luscious
not a Gen X?
body is now on your team.
Does it come with
That's cool.
Squiddington or whatever?
Oh, always.
My team, I can always benefit with some eye candy. We can't all have brains and brawn, even if he thinks he had both. I mean, it's cool. No, this is fine. I love a good guess. It kind of takes the pressure off of kind of getting people.
That's
And
true. Yeah.
yeah, Ken versus Hannah, like, shout out to Hannah. Love her podcasting and stuff like that. But it's not two people who are on my list anyway, so I'm not like mad at one or the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Mari really doing a great impression of the Academy by giving a nod to Ken over a Barbie.
Oh, that's rude.
Well, let me throw this question out because Hannah is without an owner right now. Would any of the other three of you want to bid on her? Yeah,
I'll
I
pick
got
on
a
Hannah.
nod, a no, and I'll start the bidding at $15 for Hannah.
15.
15 to Owen.
20,
20 to
25.
Jenny. 25.
30.
All right, 30 to Jenny. Going once. Going
35.
twice. 35 to Owen. Going once.
40.
Going twice. 40 to Jenny. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Jenny for $40. Stalled in
happy
the
with
voting
that.
booth with your decision paralysis no more.
Goodbye.
Listen, Hannah deserves some praise, and if the praise can come in the form of me feeling like I got her for a pretty good price, and without having to not know if I was getting her, I don't know. I think I'm happy with this. Sorry for the
I gotta ask,
silence.
Pooya, you've
That
been
was a steal. They're
you've
coming
been-
to arrest me.
You're the most experienced out of all of us, and you have been by far the most conservative. Are you holding out for someone in particular? You biding your time? What's going on here?
It's a combination platter. I think with bids, you got to kind of see what the landscape looks like. And in the previous one I did, everyone was not spending. In this one, it's similar, but it's clear everyone has like one or two names they were holding out for. So now that I have the lead on Jenny, I'm very happy because this means that if I see someone I really want, I can outbid anybody, which is really what we're going for
Pooya
here.
have the one person on his team.
No. I have a couple people on my list.
Yeah, remember
here
that he
I'm
does
looking
have
at.
some wish list items from Liana.
Are you gonna sit on it the entire time? Because like you're only up on me right now.
It's true. Yeah.
All right.
Isn't it's a tough game to play, but I don't want to reveal
Yeah.
too much.
All right. Well,
Cards close to the vest.
let's see if those cards will be showing a bit as we move on to a zero-vote finalist that certainly caught fire, albeit after maybe an hour plus of trying to make fire. It is the first zero-vote finalist in Survivor history, Becky Lee from Survivor
Becky.
Cook Islands. I'll start the bidding for Becky at $10.
I'll go 10.
10 to Mari.
Damn.
15.
15 to Owen. Going once. Going twice. Sold
20.
to Owen for $15.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
oh,
it there.
You got in there, Mari. You got in there, Mari. $20.
25.
25 to Owen.
Ooh.
Come
Going
on,
once.
guys.
Owen's
Going
getting all the good people.
twice.
Y'all gotta help.
Well, you
You
can
got
help.
who you
I
want.
am
there
down
we
to
go.
Pooya now.
Mari's up
Pooya
to,
clearly.
We're entering filibuster territory
Mari's up
here.
to 30, right? I heard that 30
I'm up to
coming in.
30. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm up to
30. Okay. I'll go
Going once.
35.
35 to Owen. Going once. Going twice.
I'm out.
Sold to Owen for $35.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I usually, so this is taking me back when I was thinking about preparing for this, like
Yeah.
fantasy football drafts, like auction leagues. My first couple year in auction leagues, I was terrible because I was so unwilling to spend money. And then someone would go and I'm like, oh, I'm just being a cheapskate. So I broke down my list and Becky is in my A tier. Love her.
Ooh.
I feel like she's very underrated. We're both Korean, so that's a little bonus point there. But to get her at this price, I am very content. That fire making performance left a lot to be desired, but other than that, really
Who
enjoyed
cares about
watching her.
fire?
Cook Islands was a huge season for me. Watching it growing up,
Yes.
obviously Yule was really cool for me to see on television, but Becky was a big part of that season as well, and pumped to have her on the squad.
Yeah, A tier for iTunes tier. Mari, you were the one jockeying back and forth for Owen. What are your thoughts on Becky?
My thoughts on Becky is that if I had more money, I would have her because I love Becky. I love Cook Islands. It is like it's like top 3 for me. So like all the reasons that Owen said, Becky is top tier, and I think she would have definitely been one of those names on my team that pull people to my list. But I just don't want to give up too much money before some of my other top faves come up. So. And I still think I have people on my list that maybe Jenny and Pooya aren't really jockeying for. So I want to save my money.
Jenny, Pooya, any musings you want to have on Becky Lee?
It's a great buy. I think if it was later and I had secured someone I was really holding out for already, that I would be in that bidding war. But Pooya is successfully getting into my head about the fact that he has more money than me, and so I need to be a little careful for a bit. I already have a couple people on my team, and I feel good. I feel good so far, but where I'm at this stage, so I think I'm kind of like, I'm going to be a little bit more selective at this moment, but yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the people that Liana had said put on the list. Wasn't
And look
high
what you're
on
bringing
the higher
home.
on the
You
list,
said,
but-
screw you, Leon.
Yeah.
No, I have been given instructions. I can sleep in the bed tonight, not having to be here, I think.
Here's the thing.
Maybe.
I have to worry about Pooya, but also I have to worry about Liana incepting Pooya. And now I'm like extra scared. I'm screwed. I'm so screwed. I'm not gonna get anyone now.
All right.
I'm gonna be sitting here with the same total at this point.
We'll see.
Let's move on, perhaps, Jenny. This will be someone you want to spend your money on. And I can say this is a zero vote finalist that one of you has actually spoken with fairly recently. You better be ready. Michelle Fitzgerald, zero vote finalist from Winners at War.
Here we go.
I'll start the bidding for Michelle. $20.
20,
20, 25,
25 to Owen.
30,
30 to Jenny.
35,
40.
40 to Pooya.
50,
50 to Jenny.
55,
55. 60.
60, 65,
65. 70.
70 to
75,
Pooya.
75,
to Jenny. Going once. Going twice.
80.
80 to Pooya.
85,
85 to Jenny. Going once. Going twice.
100.
Pooya up to the triple
Pooya.
digits. $100.
105,
105 to Jenny. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Jenny for $105. Kick it over those
The
bids.
steal of steals.
I'm happy. I'm thrilled, in fact.
a great buy.
There
I feel
we
good.
go.
I feel great.
How high was she on your list coming into this, Jenny?
Very high, very high. I will not reveal any sort of rankings, but I will say this was one that I was planning on bidding on. So I was always gonna go for it. I'm glad that I was in a financial position that I could roll with it. Thank you, boys, for backing off and letting me have my queen.
She was number 1 on my list. So that tells you what I'm doing with my list. I'm not using it.
Really?
No. This is just Pooya saying he loves and respects me as a friend, and
That's the one, yes.
That's right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you nailed it.
Yeah, Pooya, why was she the initial gold medalist on your list coming into this?
I just feel like she's someone obviously very unique in that a winner and a losing finalist. I know, first of all, there.
Yep.
Second of all, I've enjoyed her stint on anytime I've seen her on my screen. And I don't know, is there bias that I just talked to her this week about traders? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I got finessed. I don't know. Or got charmed. But no, I've always enjoyed Michelle on the show. And I thought she would be a great get on the team. To be very honest with you, I'm not even thinking about like a poll or the voting after the fact. I was just like, this is someone I want on my squad.
Live
in the moment.
Who you want.
Yeah.
Yep. Same. Here's the thing, like it's been said that Michelle, people wanted to or would have voted for Michelle in Winners at War, and that, for certain reasons, the whole, like
right
player of it all, and like the overthinking about what they're doing, also like so many people voting, a lot more chaotic. I think that there's a world where Michelle does get votes because people clearly said that they wanted to, or that they thought that she deserved them. And also, this is a sentimental pick for me. I love Michelle. I have, said that I would play a game like her. I see myself in her. We stand an underestimated queen, social queen. So this is a great buy for me. I'm thrilled. And you know what? I gotta give some thanks to Mari, because I think I know I got Laurel in a steal, but I think by letting her go and making a little bit of extra coin there, that gave me the confidence to get Michelle. And I'm happy. I'm really happy.
You ended up using less money. Like you got 120 from Mari and got Michelle for less than that, right?
Exactly. So I basically got her for free. That's girl math, baby.
That's girl math.
Nice. Nice.
See?
All right.
Yes.
I love it. Well, let's move on here. How about another covered item? Why the heck not?
The covered items stress me out.
Well, it's going to stress you out more if you're possibly spending $15 on it, because that's where the bidding starts.
They tempt me so much because I was like, I'd rather just put it in the hands of the universe and be like, yeah, I'll take this.
15.
But I gotta wait for the
15 to Pooya.
I'll go 20.
20 to Owen.
Owen can have it.
Going once. Going twice.
You're letting him have it for 20? Just like
25.
that?
25 to Mari. Going once.
30.
30 to Pooya. He's back in it.
Pooya, spend some money, damn
Going
it.
once.
I'm trying.
Going twice. Sold to Pooya for $30. Welcome to the
There you
game,
go.
sir.
Yay, we're on the board.
So now, this is your first item acquired in this auction. What do you hope is under there?
Honestly, I don't know. I think maybe I see it and I tell you if it was something I was hoping for or not, because I really don't think I'm going to be mad at anything for 30. Let's be honest here.
All right, so Pooya, you peek under the cloche ever so slightly and you recoil. You think, oh my God, it's a snake. But then you realize it's just Troyzan's giant schlong.
Oh my God! That was only on his list. That was only on his list.
She's so happy right now. Click, click, click.
Clank,
Nice.
Nice.
Oh my God. Oh, she's going to be buzzing. That is sick.
Wow.
Fate has a way, as
That
Maury
is
would
sick.
say, of working itself out. Yes, Troyzan Robertson, the man who sat there at Final Tribal Council and said, I know I'm a zero-vote finalist, goes home for $30 to Pooya.
Stan, a self-aware king.
I love it.
Do we?
Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Troy
say
said it's self-aware.
Maury.
They're like not even in the same area code, but maybe in this brief instance, they drove into the right neighborhood.
Listen, if y'all know Liana, you know she's all about the meme pics. All the random Troyzan sound bites were there. I remember when we were applying for the Game Changers podcast, we were told to give a preference and then a backup, and Liana was like, I want Suri, but if for whatever reason I can't have Suri, give me Troyzan. That'd be hilarious. Are you kidding me? So
The two
this
titans
goes way
of
back.
Survivor.
There we go. Owen, I'm intrigued. Like, how close did you come to pulling a Troyzan at that final travel council? Just being like, listen, it's been fun.
It's been
I've got no
fun.
horse in this race.
It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. I mean, I respect Troyzan for doing that. Like, it's not easy to sit up there and watch the tide of final tribal council go and realize, like, shit, like it's done. Like, so it's a really emotionally just like crappy experience that I would not wish on anyone. So ever since I've gone through it, I've had a newfound respect for Troyzan. And as Pooya mentioned, his sound bites are pretty funny. You know, like, this is my island. Like, you know, he's comic relief. He's funny, and he's a huge fan too. So like, I respect it. He applied for the show for like 10 billion years, and yeah, it's I you know, he has a piece of my heart in that respect. So I would have bid on Troyzan for sure if he was out of the cloche. So I wouldn't have been upset if I got him under this one.
If it was the new era, like during tribal council, he could be like, "Can I get some pizza right now?
Where's the
I
champers,
see it.
Probst?
I see it over there. Can I have a slice, Probst?" You know?
All right.
Just be
Well,
thinking
and,
about it.
and
That's
but
all I would
also
be
he would
thinking
be. This would be his playground because he'd be like, "Oh, I love this advantage. Hey, is this transferable or not?" Because remember, he was the one that ruined all that fun and made sure that the vote steal was went back to Sarah's hands instead of Suri using it.
Oh wow,
Mike.
I forgot that was him.
We didn't need that trauma reopened.
All right. Well, let's move on. Pooya, congratulations. You have brought home your first person of the game. And let's see if we can make it a second here. No matter if you think of New York as full of a certain type of people, let's see if your team will be full of this next type of person. Don the Sash, you will, as we're talking about Matthew Sash Lenahan from Survivor, Nicaragua. I'll start the bidding for Sash at $5.
Why 5? Why didn't you put it at higher?
I don't
Yeah, Mike's giving
Yeah.
away what he values here.
Yeah,
don't know.
it's a bit of a self-report.
Mm.
know. Just want to throw
I'll go 5 for Sash.
5 for Owen. Going once. Going twice. Yeah, there's a reason I put it at 5. Sold to Owen for $5.
I'll get a
my
deep bench.
gosh.
I'll take it.
Owen casting that
Quantity
wide
or
net.
quality?
Oh man, yeah, I'll take it. Why not? Why not? Where is he?
Yeah, the rest of them
Spoiler alert,
pairing
he was
into him
not-
like they did with Dan Lembo back in the day.
He was not on my A tier. I'll tell you that. But you know, $5. That's a
letter?
value pick.
I thought you were about to say he didn't make it to your spreadsheet. And I was like, oh no.
Everyone's on the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Where's the person with the cloche? That would have been a perfect one.
Yes, I was surprised. He wasn't
Participation
under the
trophy.
Like
No,
For
he
the
was
bid.
under the sash. That was the problem.
Oh, gotcha.
Jesus.
I mean, it's interesting though, because you talk about Becky, and I feel like Sash also might sort of be in this category of like Nicaragua is known for a lot of wild things, but I think one of the things we forget is like Sash ran the vast majority of that season. He ends up somehow bargaining this idol away from Marty. You know, he helps cut his closest ally in Brenda. The problem is he's regarded as like an absolute snake by the time it ends up getting to the final tribal council, where everyone just absolutely rips him a new one. Not to mention, Owen, perhaps you may have taken home Jane's mortgage alongside Sash.
Exactly. Yeah, the mortgage gate of it all. I wasn't sure if that was in bounds to bring up, but that whole you know, under the iceberg of Survivor, it's one of those things that we'll never know it's what happened out there. But yeah, it's intriguing. I'll take it. I feel connected to all of the Zero Vote finalists, so I'm not upset.
You can't cross like Queen Brenda and expect people to like it's like a list killer. Like I'm kind of glad Owen got him, because I think Owen has more people that can like lift that up, because if I added Sash to my team, I think I'm sinking no matter what, even though I don't, you know, I'm not playing for the fan vote, but I mean, he, no offense to Sash, he's a sinker. but
I think Mari might be
Oh.
playing for the fan vote.
I am not. I promise. I have 2 people, and neither of them are highly
You
highly
just keep
regarded.
bringing it up. That's all I'm saying.
That's
I'm
true.
just
You're right. You're right. I do keep
saying.
bringing it up. I do keep bringing it up, but because I yeah, I keep thinking how it affects y'all list.
All right. Well,
And
Owen
that's
spent
fine.
a cool Abraham Lincoln on Sash, which is what kind of Sash looked like by the end of the game. And he goes home with you. Now, this next person, could they be another semi-dud? Could they be an iconic Zero-Vote finalist? I think I call this next person the ladder, or should I say ladder, because man, did she climb one, and she let you know it. Angelina Keeley. I'll start the bidding on Angelina at $20.
20.
25.
25 to Mari.
50.
50 to Pooya. Doubling it up.
55.
55
60.
to Mari. 60 to Jenny. Going once.
65.
65 to Owen entering the bids. Going once.
70.
75.
75 to
80.
Pooya. 80 to Jenny.
85.
85 to Pooya.
90.
90 to Jenny.
95.
$95 to Pooya. Going once.
100.
Mari hitting the triple digits on Angelina. Going once. Going twice.
105.
105 to Jenny. Going once.
110.
110 to Owen. We're all in this right now.
115.
115 to Jenny. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Jenny for $115. Hopefully no one's asking her after this. Jenny, can I have Angelina? Jenny? Jenny?
Listen, this is a pick that feels fantastic. I am so happy. What a queen. My team is just about making me happy. And I'm happy. And like now more than ever, we're looking back on this season and we are just saying, you know, let's talk about the other ways that this could have gone. And so I think that more than ever, this is such a quality get. You know, the stock has never been higher for Angelina deserving votes. And I think that she deserved every dollar I just spent on her. And I'm very, very happy.
Yeah. Pooya, how close were you getting to outbidding Jenny here?
Not close. I just wanted to drive up the price for Angelina.
Oh, you MF.
You negotiator, you.
Whatever.
But here's the thing. I know that Angelina is someone that we all enjoy. I enjoy. But I also knew that I wasn't going to want Angelina on my team. And then once I got to a point where I would have had less money than Jenny, I cooled it. And Jenny's the final bid. I was like, I'm not outbidding her because if I get Angelina, I might not get someone else I want that Jenny might want to. So.
Owen, thoughts on Angelina?
I love Angelina. I mean, you think about David versus Goliath, you think about all the quotes and the moments that have stood the test of time. Like she's at the center of so many of them. Like she was involved in strategy. She's comic relief. She's just like giving everything into the season. And on top of that, she seems like a nice, normal, really kind person. And I've had the pleasure of meeting her once and chatting with her over the years. And I really enjoy Angelina. And I had her in my S tier here. I just I spent a little too much money early. I would have loved to have her on the squad, but I'm happy she found a home at a good price, which I think she fully deserves.
Yes, much like the home she found in the White Lotus season 2 as well. And Jenny's leaving bodies in her wake.
I knew that going in on that one means that there is going to be at least one other person that I am excited about that I'm not going to get. But sometimes you just have to do what feels right in the moment, and that's what and that's where it took me.
All right.
So.
Okay.
Well, congratulations. Let's move on here, and I'm getting a smell of something wafting into my nostrils. It's the stench of freshly baked bread, perhaps, coming from this woman's loving kitchen. Dawn is cresting over the horizon. Dawn Meehan, Zero-Vote finalist from Survivor Caramoan. Saw the bidding at Dawn on $10.
I'll go
I'll
10.
go 10.
Okay.
15.
15.
Fif-
So Pooya and I
20.
can't decide who's bidding.
20 to
I'll go
Pooya.
20.
25.
25 to Jenny.
30.
30 to Pooya. Going once.
35.
35 to Mari coming in. Going once. Going
40.
twice. 40 to Owen now joining in. Going once. Going twice.
45 is where we at? We at
45, yep. Then 45 to Jenny.
Sorry, I can't remember the last few seconds.
Going once. Going twice. Sold to Jenny. There you go. You didn't remember where you ended up, but you ended up with Dawn.
See, I told you I have 2 modes. Chilling, not saying a damn thing, and I just like literally spent my entire budget in the last 3 picks or whatever. It's like crazy. This feels like a bargain. I'm sorry. I
agree.
really think that I just really could not let anyone else get her for that low of a price. I'm sorry. Like that, I just think that if you guys were kind of, I could sense that people were kind of backing off. And I'm like, if I can get Dawn for $45, give me Dawn. Give me Dawn. She deserves so much freaking respect. And I don't know. I just think that this is a killer get for me. Like I'm
don't know.
shocked almost.
Well, according to Mari, if you cross Brenda, you're on her shit list. So
Well, Mari did bid though.
yeah,
did.
that's true. Was Dawn an exception for you then, Mari?
No, I just wanted to bid.
Oh,
Just wanted to know the reaction.
And again, like I know everybody else's reaction to these players, but I'm just like, okay.
Here,
Well,
here's
Owen, how
the other-
sincere was your reaction? Did you want to bid just to bid, or did you want to grab Dawn?
No, I had Dawn pretty high on my list, actually. It's been a while since I've watched 26, but from what I remember, like she and Cochran work together really well, and I can always respect when there's a duo and just one person doesn't get the votes. You know, I think she was very involved with that. And then Teethgate obviously goes down as a really like controversial, kind of iconic, kind of crazy, unhinged moment. And yeah, I think she just seems like a neat lady, honestly, at the end of the day. And I've always liked her. I thought she'd be someone that I would enjoy playing with personally, honestly. And just watching her evolution over the course of 2 seasons as well, I found pretty compelling too. So yeah, I like Dawn. I'm a fan of Dawn. I think $40 is a really good bargain.
Wow,
She deserved better.
Owen, one of those rare people to actually meet a neat lady. And the person who said that quote herself, not up for bidding tonight. Monica Culpepper did get a vote.
I just want to say on Dawn and that like I just feel like there's a trend with some of the zero-vote finalists that some of them were working closely with other people. When you have a duo that has been working in lockstep or, we're part of a lot of the same like decisions and moves throughout the game, this is going to happen. And I just think that there was definitely a time, and it's still happening where, if you're the more emotional woman, and then you kind of, make the cutthroat move, people don't like it, and they feel less like they feel okay about it when it comes from like a man that they feel like is like very smart and strategic. And this is not to like, take anything away from Cochran specifically or any other men. It's just like, I just feel like for 0 votes does not really give the, respect of what Dawn did in her game. And so I just feel like for the money I spent, this is a great get, and she deserves some flowers.
Yeah. Not to, not take anything away from Cochran, but we could take a vote or 2 from Cochran and give it to Dawn. Like, really, that's how I felt. I feel like...
Yeah, he got all the votes. He got a writing gig. Like, save some for the rest of us, Cochran.
Yeah, I agree with Jenny said. Misogyny in Survivor. What?
What?
So like I get that. And it's funny because I don't think Dawn will be the first or the last 0 vote finalist that we talk about that might be a victim to that. Maybe not just on the misogyny side, but on the whole I was close to you and then you cut me type deal, and that coming back to haunt them. So I agree. Yeah. I haven't seen, just like Owen, I haven't seen that season forever. And It wasn't all that to me the first time.
I was happy with the result. Here's the thing. I think it was a good result, but it was hard to watch personally. It was hard to see the jury's reception of Dawn, knowing, the impact she had on the game. And I just think she seems like a wonderful woman.
All right. Our next person requires no explanation. Sam, throw it up there.
How do I believe oh my god.
$5.
Y'all are messing up on these closures. Like, come on, man.
No, listen, Owen had to be an open item here. Come on. Owen has been so gracious as to offer up himself for bidding to go to himself or whoever else. I did hear a starting bid of $5 from Pooya.
$10.
10 to Mari.
15.
15 to Pooya.
20.
20 to Mari. 25 to Pooya.
35.
35 to Mari.
50.
50 to Pooya.
Ooh.
60.
60
I know
to
you're
Mari.
just driving up the price.
65.
65 to Pooya.
70.
70 to
75.
Mari. 75 to Pooya.
He's your
Owen, get in
friend.
there.
You
Do I
can
buy
have him.
myself?
Fine.
Owen, get in there.
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, and you can't spend the most money on yourself. Come on, you can't do
No,
this.
that's called loving yourself.
And that's what we love ourselves here. Okay.
$75
Self-love is
to
important.
Pooya is the current bid. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Pooya. You have Owen.
I'm so
Very
proud.
nice guy, Pooya.
Thank you. You're very nice yourself.
If I
trying
had
to-
more money at this point,
Okay.
yeah.
Look, it's me and my friend Owen.
Hey,
Aw.
look at us.
That's a really
Yeah.
cute picture.
Thank you. Definitely was not taken at like 3 a.m.
Doesn't matter the time it was taken.
We were home by 3:30 every night, all the time.
Yeah, 10 p.m. Yeah, I mean, what more needs to be said about Owen than the fact that y'all have been listening to him for the last hour? Isn't he delightful? Isn't he amazing? And it was so much fun to watch him play. It was a very surreal journey because for me, I've never really known anyone who's been on the show. And I've talked about this before, but my thing was I personally didn't know Owen, but Owen and Liana were friends. Because Liana used to live in NOLA. They had hung out before. And Owen went to high school with one of my best friends who I met in college. So
Like
I was
unrelated
like, I know this.
connections.
Yeah, and I was like, I know this guy. He's
There
gonna
you
be
go.
cool.
So it was meant to be.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Owen is so weird talking about.
I know.
Talking about him right here.
I wanted to do it.
Weird.
Yes.
La, la, la,
Owen
la, la.
attends your own funeral. Watch them bloviate about you.
Here's the thing. Owen is self-aware and awesome and has talked about understanding why things went the way they did on his season. But I also think that Owen is the kind of person where new season, different cat, let's run it back. Let's do it differently. Owen has the special sauce to do well in Survivor, and I would be putting money on him if he's playing again. So that's something I'm also considering. Obviously, I'm also doing vibes picks, but I just think that that's something that we should at least be acknowledging, that I just think Owen is just run it back again. Let's do a different, different circumstance. Sometimes Survivor is just how things end up shaping out. And I just think that his instincts, how, friendly and awesome to talk to he is, I just think that that's something that's so important in Survivor, and we're overlooking that. And so I think that's just criteria that we should also be looking at when we're discussing these zero-vote finalists. It's okay, this is how this game turned out, but let's think about if they played again. Is this someone that we think is a good player and could do well in a different scenario?
And if you're an alumni watching this and you are about to end up on a returnee season, Owen's you can keep him in. Don't vote him out. He's gonna be fine.
He's not gonna get any votes in the end.
Listen, he's friendly. He's a good conversation. He talks about anybody. You can talk to him, but you're gonna be fine. Don't worry about
the
him.
Francesca of zero-vote finalists.
Oh my god.
For real,
Don't put
That
that out
was
there.
that was really sweet.
Watching
Oh.
Owen play and watching him get to the final and being so confused why he got 0 votes for me, I was legit like, I don't understand why nobody is voting for Owen. And just being so nice in person, like talking to him during the season and stuff. And I wish I had more money to go in on you, Owen, but I don't. But yeah, watching you get there, like amazing. We all wish it went a different way, but I'm just glad we got to see you the full time.
And listen, everything happens for a reason. It's for that reason that you're able to talk with us and have so much
To
fun with
be,
us tonight.
I wouldn't be here right now if I had won $1 million.
It was all worth it for that.
Prize.
You're like, I wouldn't be hanging out with you, loser.
Well, I'm curious though, because
I
again,
would be eligible to be a panelist on this particular episode.
and I'm curious though, Owen, because you and I did talk before this, and I did ask you, like, are you okay being up for bidding? And you said yes. Did you come in thinking that you would possibly buy yourself?
Yes, I did. This is so strange. This turned out to be like a weirder experience than I expected. Like I said it at the top of the podcast, being like, oh, this is going to be more awkward for me. But it was really, thank you all for your kind words. And I know it's awkward, like saying them to my face, but then also like talking about a character that you watched on television. So it's like this weird like duality of what Survivor is, where we're like real people, but then you see the edited version of the show that we competed on. But yeah, obviously I would have bought myself. I do like Jenny said, like, I still kind of think I have what it takes to potentially win a season of Survivor. Like, did it go the way I wanted it to? No, but like at Final Tribal Council, I tried to avoid saying like the cards I was dealt, because I don't feel like necessarily it was like luck or misfortune that fell upon me. It was like, it was the choices I made, but I don't necessarily like regret them. Like thinking back to like wanting to keep Ellie, wanting to work closely with Dwight, things like that were major turning points in like the momentum of the season. Like I get why I did what I did, like not targeting Jesse at the Cody vote, things like that. So yeah, I like to think I, am a decently regarded 0 vote finalist. I think I haven't been able to rewatch Final Tribal Council just because it's like, it's a lot to watch again, but it's nice to know that I'm not insane for thinking that like, hey, looking at the board, looking at the cast, this is someone that could maybe be a winner pick. So thank you all for the kind words. That was very touching, honestly.
Yeah, and totally co-sign every single thing that these three fantastic people have said about a fantastic person. Let's get all those niceties out of the way, though, as we move on to yet another covered item. Let's start with $10 for this one.
$10.
15.
15 to Owen.
20.
20 to Mari.
25.
25 to Pooya.
30.
30 to Owen.
35.
35 to Mari.
40.
40.
40 to Pooya.
45.
45 to Jenny. Going once.
50.
50 to Pooya. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Pooya for $50.
I'm so
Another
broke,
covered
guys.
item in your possession. This time you got to make a choice, though.
Oh, God.
Okay, here we go.
Is it going to be what we said again, Pooya, you think?
I was going to say, you came in with a logic last time.
We're left with, so this was my thing. The reason why I bid here, I started getting worried about like, okay, but I don't want to lose a good pick to the bargains of the covered item. But we've now gone through all the double pair losing finalists in the AB. Then we had 2 losing finalists as open items. It could be I think either way, I have to. Oh God, do I want to hold on to A or B though?
It's still Spencer and
Tasha. Spencer and Tasha.
Which
the thing is, I kind of, and I'll be very open here. I would take Tasha. I'm looking for Tasha. I'm just trying to figure out if okay, we had the male was in the A column. I'm gonna go with A. I'm gonna hold on to A. I'm gonna hold on to A.
Oh, Pooya. What a feckless decision you made. You have won Mick Trimming.
Wow. You fooled us.
Now look, again, depending on what your criteria is, you could say it's a double dud. You could say one was preferable over the other. But
one was preferable over the other.
Pooya, you have big Mick energy right now.
Yeah. Well, the good news is this is a good meme pick, and Liana will be happy for the memes that was here.
Happy wife, happy life. Pooya.
Yeah.
So interesting though. You expressed that you feel Nat 10 was the upgrade compared to Mick.
I personally feel like Nat 10 is someone who could do better on a second outing. I've always felt this way. I believe,
she
I remember
almost was
correctly, she was part of the, she was almost there, right? For second chances. She was on the ballot, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas with Mick, his chances are trimming in playing again, I feel like.
This
But-
belt he's wearing.
That belt though, you can't deny the belt.
Yeah, hey, listen, Mick,
That's
I'll
me.
give you this much. Be happy you were a covered item. You made way more money than you would have if you were open item here. You would have gotten a $5 probably.
He's not a bad looking dude, but I'm sorry. Please stop wearing jeans to Survivor. This is what
Also, I
and
will
a freaking
say-
belt.
Well, I guess we'll do a mini Issa look that should have been done back in 2010 when this aired. His face looks photoshopped on in this picture. I'm sorry.
That is not a
It could be.
confident hand either.
Mm-hmm.
But look at that chiseled jawline.
Yeah.
What is going
See
on?
the thumbs.
His pinky already has the smartphone dent that all of us are getting, and that was back then.
Wow,
Yeah.
Mick,
God.
maybe it's a sign of the times.
I don't want people. I can't think about people like staring at my pinky, being like, "Oh, she's got that iPhone pinky." Like,
All right,
Um,
well, congratulations, Pooya. You
How much did I
walk
spend
home,
there?
$40, I believe.
That was ridiculous.
Mhm.
Wait, if it was 40, I feel like I should have $10 more. I was at $3.95.
No, $50. It was $50. Sam
50.
confirmed.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
Oof.
unfortunate.
Sorry,
but,
Sam said.
it is what it is.
the most expensive trim you've ever gotten. Well, let's
Oh.
keep trimming down the contestants, if you will, as we're gonna keep the items covered for this
oh
next
my
one.
god.
Damn it! Oh
Seriously.
God!
Like,
I'll start with $10 for this one.
Ay.
10,
10 to Mari,
15.
15 to Jenny,
20.
20 to Mari,
25.
25 to Owen,
30.
30 to Mari. Going once, going twice. Sold to Mari for $30.
Oh my God!
All right, Mari, we had a Mick, we had a Natalie, and you know who tends to follow? A Russell.
Hey, interesting.
Russell Hans, Heroes
That
versus Villains.
picture.
Remember,
Good
Zero-Vote
job.
finalist.
So all three of my people have come from closures, and
You are all about letting
Yeah.
it throw to the wind.
Yeah.
honestly, vibes.
I love that
universe,
though.
Chill. Sure, Russell Hands for what? $20, $30? Cool. Why not?
Has his arms always been that short?
Yes, yes,
I
they
mean,
have.
Has Russell Hans been that short? And the answer would still be yes.
It like the arm specifically, it looks like we were talking about Mick looking photoshopped.
Oh,
This
okay,
could be
okay.
AI.
Maybe the entire Survivor Samoa cast is just a Dolly project gone wrong.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they really overdid it with their cast photos.
I don't know if I've ever seen
I'm
this
not
picture
mad.
before.
This is a Samoa picture, right? Right before that.
Yeah, I
scene
was
started.
literally about to say this
Mhm.
has to be
Yeah.
Samoa.
Technically,
Yeah.
he was a Zero-Vote finalist in Samoa. It was just the next season when he was looking quite different after 78 days straight of playing Survivor.
You mean
Right.
literally in the location of Samoa? Yeah.
Yes.
How much did you get him for? Mari?
$30.
$30.
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
steal. I'm
very
sorry.
intrigued.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
would it look like if he was an open bid item? Do we think he
Right.
goes for about the same amount, or do we think he goes over? Because I
yeah,
really
I mean-
could go either way.
No, I
Yeah.
think at this stage, I think that we maybe are a little bit more tentative. I don't know. I probably would have bid.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it definitely saved me a few bucks that he was close. Like he's one of those picks where I was like going into this, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna stick my neck out for him.
Yeah.
But I mean, everything aside, he was entertaining for that. He owned Survivor for that brief span of time.
For what, yeah, 4 years or so. Like,
yeah,
there's
Mhm.
a little bit
Yeah.
there.
yeah.
I also think he's like a first ballot name, Jenny, for House of Villains season 2.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I really feel like
Yes.
I could see him getting that call up.
I mean, his whole
I'm
family
ready.
owned CBS at one point, actually. you
Yeah,
know?
they're like, oh,
Yeah.
your come on, your nephew, all right,
Your
on the
brother-
show, all right,
your
your brother,
nephew,
all right,
your
on this
brother.
one.
That's
let's
the
do
thing,
it.
like you got
So
like
many
a
Nepo
cousin
babies.
we don't know about. Like, yeah. So here's the thing. this is a very polarizing option here, right? Because people will look at this and be like, there is a reason this guy's gotten to the end twice and never won. But also there's a very strong contingent of the community that is like, Russell was robbed and on one or both of his seasons. And I just think that that's like important to at least acknowledge when we're going through this list here, that, whether you feel that way or not, there is a big amount of people that say that he is like one of the most iconic or robbed players. Even people that can say, I see what he did wrong, but if you want to look at like the statistics and like, just look at it on paper, this is a very incredible player and he changed the game. Like maybe he should have been on Game Changers. But I just think that, it's polarizing. So if Mari's going for the fan vote, it could come back to bite her. But I think that it's a deal, I think, right?
Yeah.
Good news,
Yeah.
Mari. Not only are you getting $30 and Russell, but you're giving $30 to get Russell and some really quality fantasy football leagues. Congratulations, Mari.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
You get your house renovated as well, Mari. You're really getting the whole package with Russell Hands. It's a little
bundle.
package, but it's a good package.
Okay. No, thank you.
She's like, hooray.
All right, well, let's move on here and look. Russell was one to certainly make some fireworks happen at Tribal Council, but let's move on to someone with a bit more of a theatrical flair, or at least a name that's theatrical, but one would say, what's in a name? As Romeo Escobar from Survivor 42 is our next Zero Vote finalist here. I will start the bidding at $10 for Romeo.
I'll go 10.
10 to Owen.
I'll go 15.
15 to Mari.
20.
20 to Owen. Going once. Going twice.
25.
25 to Pooya. Going once.
30.
30 to Owen. Going twice. Going once. And then going twice. Did the Kyla count in my head? It doesn't matter. Romeo Owen is a thing. Sold to Owen.
Romeo and
There we go. The
love
neighbor of the Zero Vote finalists came right before you, Owen. How are you feeling about Romeo on your team right now?
I feel great. My new Era King squad is coming together here.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Very
I didn't get myself, but
you are
my,
yourself. So why?
So you
kind of
are on
have
your team.
you.
Yeah.
You are. You're the captain of your own team.
I am the captain of the team. So I guess I'm coaching this team. Who knows? But yeah, no, I'm happy to have Romeo. Romeo, I think it's hard to say just because I don't like rewatching Final Tribal Councils, but I thought his was very good. I think he had a really good first half of the game, and then things kind of imploded, and it's clear why he didn't get votes at the end. But I thought, he did really the best he could. He won the final immunity challenge, which I really wanted to do, and then he owned it at Final Tribal, or at least tried to. And I have immense respect for him. I like Romeo. I think he's a really nice person. So yeah, happy to scoop him up here. And I think 30 is a really good price. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, and one of the rare alumni tonight to frequent the red carpet at the Emmys, I believe. He was talking with the cast of the Emmy-winning shows of Succession and The Bear. I saw him peeping around there once or twice.
Wow.
Yeah, he's killing
He's
it.
doing fine. He's
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
well.
His life is fine, as we say.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about Romeo from the other three here?
I was just gonna. I mean, you guys said it. His like his final episode was like a real strong showing, and I just think that sometimes it's like you're in an unwinnable situation, and I think that he didn't stop trying. You know what I mean? Like and I completely respect that. He did what he could with like the situation he had, and I think he had Marianne there, and like
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't like you can't fault him to lose. Anyone who loses to Marianne, like you're just looking and be like, sorry. Have
Yeah.
you met Marianne? Like it's like you understand, you know?
You get it.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
I was holding out hope. I ended up being really upset because I ended up watching the end of 42 on the flight home from Fiji because we left right before the double tribal council episode, and I was holding out hope that our final four challenge was going to be Samotion because I felt really, really good about my chances to win that challenge. And then we showed up and it was the fucking bowl stacking. I was like, oh no, that means 42 must have had Samotion. And then when I saw, I was pretty upset because yeah, I thought I could do better at Samotion than the bowl stacking. So props to Romeo for winning that iconic challenge. I've always wanted to try that one too.
Yeah, was Jeff giving you intel on the island, but like, here's what Romeo is doing that you're missing by playing Survivor right now?
No, we didn't get the Romeo cut, unfortunately, but it was fun to speculate and just be like we'd end up inevitably talking about 42 and then we'd catch ourselves and they'd kind of like boop us with the booms. And it's like, no, we're not talking about that. And I would catch myself being like, well, I'm glad Omer won, or I'm glad Jonathan won. Like I would just like insert random names in case they wanted to use it later.
Great promotion
That's
yeah, the
risky.
season
That's
after
so
being like, I'm so
funny.
glad so-and-so won the season.
Yeah.
It's funny.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's move on to our next one, and I hope everyone remains seated, because this person quite infamously did tell Eric Reichenbach to sit down. We talked about Dawn, but here's Sherry baby, Sherry Beetham. I will start the bidding, $5.
I'll go 5 for Sherry.
There we go, Owen. I think you got her, man. I think you're good. Going,
Great.
gone. There we go. Back-to-back picks.
Money well spent.
I'm low in funds. Like I'm just gonna say it. Like I'm chilling at the moment.
You weren't even gonna spend $5?
Yeah, Jenny, what are you saving your money for?
I'm just saying I have less
We
money
all
than
know
all
who y'all are
of you.
saving your money for.
And if
Yeah.
there's someone still on my board that I want a chance at, spending more money is not going to help me get them. So I have to let you guys spend some money. And
True.
I wish that the three of you would go toe to toe a little bit more and help even scales a little bit here. I'm hurting.
Well, yeah, it doesn't help that we're nickel and diming Owen here to get players like Sash and Sherry for $5 a piece.
I know. Like
I'll
Owen
take
has
them.
like
Yeah.
7
I've
people.
got a large team
and,
here.
and
And
Sherry
still has half of
alone-
his money.
As I mentioned earlier, I haven't rewatched Caramoan, nor do I have any desire to for a long time. I will say the fact that she made it to Final Tribal as a new player on a half and half season, that alone to me is worth more than $5, probably. Like that, I just feel like on those seasons are so unfair to the new players, especially when it's half and half like that. Captain seasons, that's a different story. But to like go out there and be involved, again, I don't really remember precisely what she did, but you know, $5 to her for doing her best and making it to the end.
Yeah, I think, yeah, to your point, I'm trying to remember. It feels like, I don't think we've had like half and half seasons, either those two fans versus favorites or Blood versus Water, the first one, where a newbie made it to the final 3. I'm pretty sure it was all returnees, with the exception of Sherry. So, well, let me give a rundown right now, because I think all of y'all have some people filling out your rosters at this point. So the current listings are Owen just picked up Sherry, just picked up Romeo to add on to Sash, Becky, Jake, Sugar, and Dreams. Jenny has Julie, Albert, Hannah, Michelle, Angelina, and Dawn. Mari has Laurel, Ken, and Russell. And Pooya has Troyzan, Owen, and Mick Trimming.
Why are you making that face
Wow.
about my team?
No, they're just the confusion, appropriately so, of you having Owen and Owen also sitting here.
True.
Well, let's see. Maybe Mari and Pooya will be able to build out their trios into quartets with some of these next picks. We go from one entrepreneur to another, as our next person up for bidding is Nora from Island of the Idols. I'll start the bidding for Nora at $10.
And she
Mike,
stay
you're
there.
killing me,
And she
Mike.
stay there. Yeah, no.
Jesus,
No.
what are we doing here?
All right, I'll throw it to 5.
And she stay there.
No,
Yeah.
no one's spending 5. Did anyone bid?
If you want to let her go, you'll let her go. But it's at $5 and it ain't going any lower. All right, get her out of here. There we go. She's gone. You
I
don't
can't
deserve
do
her,
it.
people.
Sorry,
What the
Nora.
hell is wrong with you?
Sorry,
This
Nora.
is not on me. I'm sorry. I
You
have
could have
the
bid
lowest
$5.
amount of money. Yeah, but I'm not. What are you guys doing? You don't take this money home.
But like, there's some of the like better people who haven't come up yet. Like, what are we supposed to do?
Pooya should.
No
Pooya
offense
should-
to Nora.
Pooya has $345.
I
You would
do.
have
He does.
yeah.
He
All
does.
right.
You have
Wow.
$40 more than the next person, and you could have got her for $5.
I thought in the spirit of this, all these people have had experienced the devastation of not letting anyone give them attention or validation in the form of a vote. Surely I thought there wouldn't be anyone who would be left behind once again.
Yo,
Surely lightning
IOI.
does not
I
strike
feel
twice.
horrible.
That curse
what
of
it's
the
worth.
IOI, Mike. I'm sorry.
Mm,
It's hard. It's hard.
Mari
The
makes
chat
a very
wants Nora.
excellent point.
Yeah.
If Chat wants Nora, you know what? Why the hell not? Chat gets Nora. There
There
we
we
go.
go.
Yes, Nora. Yay.
You are the-
And put them in the vote too.
Do they
Nora
get
is the
Nat
people's
10
favorite.
also?
If they wanted
Nat
Nat 10, they
10.
should have bid on Nat 10.
Oh yeah, you didn't make. But here's the thing: is you gave me the I was able to
You got
bid
the
on
option.
Hannah after Mari got Ken. So why you actually
Well, no-
chose to not make Nat 10 available to bid?
So you
Mike,
want me to
really?
just
Well,
to clarify, you want me
we
to
could have bid
now
on her.
make the chat a living individual in this draft, and you want me to give Nora, who you all passed over, and Natalie Tenorelli.
I would have bid
Yeah.
5 on Nat 10, but that wasn't made
too.
available
Yeah,
to
you
me.
didn't.
So.
What are y'all talking?
You
Y'all
didn't
could have done
actually-
it though.
But okay, well, here's the other thing. How about we wait until the end? And because I assume we're not going to go through absolutely every single person. Maybe we will. I don't
We're
know.
getting there.
Yeah, we're getting close.
But
How many more people we got?
what if we run out of money before everyone's gone, and we want to give the leftovers to the chat
All right, well, look.
in
I'll
one?
do this right. I'll do this
move.
right now. Let me force your feet to the fire. Natalie Tenorelli. She's back on the block. Starting bid of $5.
$5.
If nobody bids, it goes to the chat. There we go. Pooya, $5. Anybody want to one up them? All right. You know what? We usually don't have people take both covered items, but Pooya, you get Nat 10 for less than 10. There you go.
Ish-
You finally have a
literally-
woman.
Literally. Also great. Also awesome. Yeah.
Now
No,
the chat's
I'm happy.
bidding
That's a value
$10.
buy, I
Yeah,
would
chat,
say.
sit down. You
$5?
only get them of no
Chat
bids,
is
okay? I don't want to
bidding,
hear
yeah.
the rest of the fingers. No more keyboards,
Yeah.
please.
This is like when they did the auction where the tribes do it, and there was this one person be like, "Oh, I spent $50 on this chocolate sundae," and everyone's like, "No, I need that for my family." All right, well, let's move on here. Bigger, better things. More appropriately, though, covered things.
You and
Oh,
these
and you have a
covered
spreadsheet in front of
things,
you, right? How
Mike.
many items are left?
Give me 1 second.
All right, cool.
Nope,
Yeah.
$10. Let's start the bidding. I'm not
I'll go
gonna have you
10.
count. No counting cards.
15,
15 to Mari.
20,
20 to Pooya.
25,
25 to Mari.
30.
30 to Pooya.
35.
35 to Mari. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Mari for $35. Guess what, Mari? You get to make another choice.
Oh my god.
Come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. B.
You're going to swap. and
Yes.
Go with B.
Come on.
All
Come
right.
on.
Well,
I'm nervous.
you didn't hold on to the person who's holding on to their semen, so it's a good call. You got Tasha.
Yes!
Michael,
Yes!
Michael,
I can't
gotten-
look at you in the face right now.
Troy's schlong and
Yes!
holding on to
Mari,
Spencer Bledsoe's
that
semen.
was the move.
I take what I'm given, you know?
Dude.
Or not in this case, withheld from.
Yes!
Okay.
Well,
I'm so
Mari, there you
happy.
go. There you go. Tasha is in your corner.
Yes. Shout out to Tasha. I met her at one of Bryson Wynn events. I loved the way she played both times. She was one of my favorites on Cayenne, and seeing her make it to the end at Second Chances 2 or whatever it was. I don't know. I don't know the names and titles and stuff. I love Tasha. I love everything about her. I think she's great representation on Survivor. I told her that to her face, and she I'm so glad I didn't get Spencer.
Oh no. I mean, it's worked out.
I mean, this is what I thought I was bidding on when I ended up with Mick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
shout out.
I thought so too. I thought so
Yeah.
too. He
Yeah.
fooled us.
He
Yep.
did.
I mean, listen, I'll open it up. Does anybody want Spencer? Or should we let him fall to the chat?
No, chat said they want him.
All right.
Is this Spencer? Are we bidding on Spencer? Or are we bidding on Ryman? Is the thing. Like, is this like a time capsule?
Yeah, so I
I
guess that's the
think you're
question, because
betting on
technically,
the
I mean, we were
player.
bidding on kind of time capsule on-screen Owen before, right? Rather than the real deal in front of us. That could be the case here as well, depending on how you view it.
I'll go $5 for Spencer.
Okay.
That was as high as I was willing to go.
All right, Jenny.
All right,
got
there we
him.
go.
Mhm.
Cool.
I don't know if that gives you a 0% chance of winning that poll, but you got him.
It's again, it was not about the poll. And I have so little money. I'm kind of worried at this
You
point.
have
so-
$220 left.
Yes, but there are not that many people left.
I know
Yeah.
inflation's a son of a
And-
bitch, but my God.
They have more than me, and so I feel like I'm getting close to being in a situation where I don't even get to use my money. And if you're gonna give me Spencer for $5, he's made some very, very questionable, like, we don't need to deep dive into all of it, but I feel like on paper this is like not bad. $5?
$5 is pretty good for Spencer
$5?
in the light of everything.
You know,
All right. Well, you all
think
have
The
some
original
money to
Charlie
spend.
Brown.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. The progenitor of Charlie Brown, so that many more could come, even though he cannot. All right, let's move on to our next person here.
Dear
I thought that
Lord.
was just Rodney's thing.
I think Rodney was drinking pee. I thought.
No, he's doing both.
Is he also holding back?
I've seen his Instagram. Yeah, he's holding
Oh.
them in.
Oh,
Pure
So many
testosterone.
bodily fluids.
Yikes.
These men.
Survivor edging on extinction.
Ah!
No, we already talked about Julie. All right, let's move on to someone who we talk about the two finalists of Survivor Second Chances. Here's one that did not give them a vote. You knew he was coming at some point. Wipe those poop off your glasses, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Fishback. Start the bidding at $20.
20,
20 to Mari.
25.
25 to Jenny.
30,
30 to Mari.
35.
35 to Jenny.
60.
60 to Owen.
70,
65.
70 to Mari.
75.
75 to Jenny. Going once.
80.
80 to Owen.
85.
85,
90.
90,
95.
100.
Okay, there we go. Maury bringing up the triple digits.
105.
110.
110 to Owen. Going once.
115.
115 to Jenny.
Ooh.
Going once.
120.
120 to Owen.
125.
125 to Jenny. Going once.
130.
130 to Owen.
145.
145 to
No,
Jenny.
135.
Okay, maybe. We'll see.
Owen bid
140.
215.
140 to Owen.
145.
145 to Jenny.
150.
150 to Owen.
155.
155 to Jenny. Going once.
I'm done.
Going twice. Sold to Jenny Autumn for $155. And just like that, she's in the double digits.
That's fine. I
love it.
knew. I will say there were 2 people left that I was willing to go wild for. And I thought about it, and I just was like doing the math, and I was like, I think that I'm definitely not gonna get both of them. And if it was just gonna be between Owen and I don't know. I was gonna go for it. I wanted to go all in on Steven. I didn't even have to go. I have $65 still. So
Yeah.
I'm
There we go.
happy. I think that he fits a different position in my roster. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That I really I feel so good about my team right now. I'm very, very thrilled. Like,
You've got a great squad.
this is like one of the most like deserving of votes, like 0 vote finalists that you could ever have. I'm sorry.
All right, so Owen, you were really up there with Jenny. Ironically enough, the 2 people with the least amount of money wanting to deplete their funds. What was it about Steven to you?
I mean, how do you even begin to describe Steven? I mean, it's hard because like obviously we have Steven that we know now, but even just watching Tocantins was one of the first seasons that I watched when I came back to the show, and I just loved him immediately. The whole fish out of water story, him and JT's relationship, like he was just fun to watch on television. And then his knowledge of the strategy. And then one of the moments that really sold it for me was when he was explaining how he did the math challenge, where he remembered the addition, subtraction, division, multiplication signs using like a phone number and creating a code, and hearing him explain that in the middle of a challenge on day like 20, whatever. I was just like, this dude is incredible. And like, now that I've like understood Survivor more since I originally watched that season, and just understanding what a hand he had in the strategy, and just what like a great representative of the 0 vote club he is, like, I feel bad for not continuing to bid more, but I just got a little gun shy at the end there. But yeah, I love Steven and respect him tremendously as a player.
And Owen, it's okay to say that you love and respect me as a friend, and that you wanted me to have him. That's also okay. for
Yes,
you to
also
say.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
After
right?
all the nice stuff you said about me, I let you have him after driving up the price.
Flattery will get you everywhere here on this podcast. Mari, Pooya, any other things you want to lavish Steven with?
I mean, he's awesome. I wish I could have went up more, but there's still people out there that I want. I know we only got like 4 more picks, but I thought I knew that was gonna be a shootout, and I was like,
I wanted Jenny to have him, so I bowed out.
Look at this. This is the most new era panel we've had so far, of like all hugs.
I don't believe you.
You have this person, you have that person. Where are the villains?
I'm a soft bitch every single day. But I had to do the math. I'm bad at math, but I was doing the math and being like, I sensed who I might be outbid on, and I was like, if I let Steven go, I might not get Steven, and I might also not get that other person. So I just decided to go for it. I wanted to see how far Owen was going to push me, because we were pretty close in money. I appreciate that I'm not completely bankrupt at this point. So
Well, Jenny, I like what you said about Steven Fishback, which is probably a quote that this next 0 vote finalist said. The first new era 0 vote finalist, Xander Hastings. Will Owen add him to his bench? We shall see. I'll start the bidding at $10 for Xander.
I'll go 10.
10 to Pooya.
I'll go 15. 20.
25.
25 to Owen. Going once.
30.
30 to Mari.
35.
35 to Owen.
I'm good.
Going once. Going twice.
Actually, 40.
Okay, Pooya. Said I'm good, but no, I'm not. $40 to Pooya.
45.
45 to Owen. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Owen for $45.
I feel like that's a great bargain.
That's a good price
That's
for
a
Xander.
great
I
bargain
think.
for Xander.
It is.
Have you had some Facebook Crowd, absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to drive it up, but then I didn't want to accidentally end up with Xander. So
Mari, same.
I mean, I think at this point I'm probably only getting maybe one more person. So I'm like trying to think about like, okay, am I doing it now? Is it now? Is not the time? I don't know. But yeah.
If you had driven him up, I might have gone to 70 for Xander. Like I'm biased, obviously.
Yeah.
Because Xander was for me the person that like talked me through getting 0 votes. We had a really nice phone call December after my finale aired, and he just like, you know, we chatted on the phone for a couple hours, and he's just like, he's a really sweet guy. I know like he gets shit on a little bit sometimes, just like how like the Facebook people love him so much that then the other corners of the internet devalue him because the other people like him so much. Like, I don't know. I think he's a sweetheart. He's really like thoughtful for his age. Like when I was talking to him, I'd like forget that I have like 10 years on the guy. Like it is kind of remarkable the way he was able to like vocalize a lot of what I was feeling. I thought he's extremely emotionally mature, and I thought he was fun to watch. I mean, the knowledge is power moment, I think that was an incredible moment. It's a shame that it happened to Liana because I liked her as well, but like that is definitely one of the most memorable moments of the new era. And yeah, I like what you said about broccoli. Like that's fantastic. Like he's happy to have Xander.
Yeah, Pooya, was there a firmly like anti-Liana pick?
No, I think Xander would have been fine on the team. But again, and I hate to sound like a broken record, just hearing what Owen had to say right now, I'm happy I did not end up with Xander for that reason as well. Also, the fact that he's 23 right now. Like, if this kid, I was about to say, well, I'm also turning 32 in like a month, so I can say kid and get away with it. If you put him back on a season in like 2 years, I think he could be, it's a whole different person. And I think he already showed that he has what it takes to like go the distance the first time, you know? So
Xander is someone that I forget sometimes that he didn't get any votes. Like I definitely, you know, this activity reminded me about how some of these votes went, and Xander was one where I was like, oh yeah. And I like that, and that is a compliment. That's me being like, I definitely thought that he had, you know, apparently my memory is so shitty that it's a season that was only a couple years ago. I'm like, what happened there?
To be fair,
listen,
a lifetime ago since
yeah,
2021.
lots has happened. So I completely agree that he's someone that, you know, a second chance season. When are we gonna get like another second chance ballot? Please make this happen.
oh, I would love that.
Like I just feel like we're at a point where like the rosters are deep. But I think he's someone that, you know, in a different situation with a little bit of age. I think it's so hard to win Survivor young. I know that people have done it. I definitely am one of those people that like subscribes to what Rob always hammers home, that like the, you know, the sweet spot to be like, you know, in a good place in your life to like have the skills and like the awareness and the maturity and all of that to be good at Survivors, like your late 20s, early mid 30s kind of range. And he's someone that I literally, Owen just said, like he's, you know, very emotionally mature for, you know, ahead of his age or whatever. That give him a couple years, bring him back, and I think that he could be a really, really, you know, killer player.
Well, he said that Jeff might have undersold the stew, but he's been sold to Owen. And let's see if that will carry over into the fan votes. Let's move into our next person here. And there's a bit of crossover appeal here, as I believe this is the only dual Survivor alum and Bravo Leb. We are talking a little Southern charm with Chelsea Meisner from Survivor Run World.
I forgot about her.
I'll start the bidding to Mari's point at $5.
I'll go 5.
5 to Pooya. 10 to Mari.
15.
15 to Pooya. Going once.
20
to Mari. 25 to Pooya. Going once. Going twice. Pooya, you don't need to stand like Chelsea did because you got her for $25.
I'll take it. I'm happy to take it. I will say this is a very much me and Liana inside joke pick because she loves Kim, and she therefore Troyzan's also there and also One World. But I remember once we were on the phone, this is when we were long distance, and I asked her who were the final 3 in One World, and she got stumped. and I never let her live it down. And we were having dinner, looking down at the list of the zero vote final. We're looking at the same website. And then as we got to Chelsea, I looked up and she was waiting for my reaction, let out a huge laugh. I think Chelsea's someone who is underrated, but also was facing Kim, Goliath. So there was just no shot for her there. And I'm very happy with getting Chelsea on my team for 25.
So Chelsea, I said I forgot about her. I forgot about her in the tally of people to come. But actually,
like
I really
Sorry.
Oh my God. Why is this the callback?
I'm sorry. It's Mike's
Oh my
fault.
God.
I'm
It
sorry.
is Mike's fault.
It always
That
is.
was so
I'll take the
immature of
blame.
me.
I really-
Full bloom.
I really like Chelsea on One World. I thought she was the social piece that really helped Kim hold that empire together. Unfortunately for Chelsea, because she was that social piece, when she had to start cutting people, she was the one who got the brunt of it and not Kim. And it's very, very much what Jenny said. It's like people get mad when like an emotional woman cuts them, but Kim was seen as that box as like that really strong strategic player. So it never blew back on Kim. It all blew back on Chelsea. And I did feel bad for her about that. I love the final three: Sabrina, Chelsea, and Kim. Like One World is it's one of my favorite. It's not up there, but it's like I love watching that season. Just watching the women just completely destroy the men was just amazing. But yeah, I like Chelsea. If Pooya hadn't driven it up, I would have gone for her.
I think that final three is just like one of those great examples of like the perils of going to the end with people that you've been working in lockstep with. And you know, there's always going to be one person that just has the edge. And you know, we've said it. It's like you're going against Kim. Like she's got it. And it doesn't mean that, you know, Chelsea's a bad player or that she did anything wrong, but it's just like when you do so much of the same stuff together, when you're a part of the same kind of unit, then it comes down to like things like, you know, one-on-one relationships with certain people on the jury. And you know, that's how these things happen. That's how you end up being a zero vote finalist and not being a bad player. And not having a bad game. Like,
yeah. And I always find it so interesting comparing like Big Brother and Survivor, you know, Big Brother going down to the end and like cutting the person you're with like 9 times out of 10 gets you that winning vote, you know, most of the time. But Survivor just doesn't work like that, because even if you cut the person that you ran the table with, there's another person sitting there that takes their spot, and that person might have that underdog story. It's like you have to fear, like, yeah, me and this person was running the game, but if I cut this person now and I let an underdog in here who wasn't running the game and has more connection to the jury, then they might get the votes, you know. So I think the setup of Final Tribal, and especially with the 3 finalists format, it's so interesting to see the difference between Survivor and Big Brother when it comes down to that, especially when it comes to people working together and making it to the end together.
All right, well, let's move on. And we've been through a lot of finalists tonight, but I feel like we're missing a core. We're missing a center. We're missing a hub, if you will. Let's go back to Fiji again, shall we? Like Survivor tends to do. And let's talk about Cassandra Franklin, the other finalist from Survivor Fiji. I'll start the bidding for Cassandra at $5.
$5.
5 to Mari. You let her have it? Sounds like you do. Going, gone. You got Cassandra and her subpar water shoes, Mari.
Her
that's
subpar
crazy part.
Shout out to Cassandra. Cassandra, Dreams, and Earl were one of the most entertaining alliances to me. To see 3 Black people do that, make it to the finale, and then you know, Earl be the first unanimous vote. Loved her. Loved it. Love Cassandra. Glad she's on my team. Especially for a steal, since I have only 4 people.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Jenny, Owen, Pooya, any
Build
further
that
commentary
roster.
about Cassandra?
I already had dreams,
You
so
know-
I felt I had my
Yeah.
Fiji fill, especially since I
Mhm.
haven't watched the season in like 6 years.
Mhm.
So I was okay holding off.
Yeah, like I've been saying, I feel like, but maybe I'm wrong because I could be getting people for a lot cheaper, clearly. But I kind of am sitting on my money just until something feels right. I'm probably gonna spend it all, and maybe not. I don't know. It just I wasn't ready. But I'm kind of shocked going at such a low price. I thought maybe the gentleman would get in on that a little bit there. I'm the only one in double digits here. The rest of you still have 3 digits. So I'm shocked that you let Mari have it that easy, but that's okay.
All right.
I'm not mad at it.
Let's move on here. I could only introduce this next person through a series of guttural noises. You knew it was
No.
coming. Come on.
No.
It's the reason for the podcast, arguably. It's Carolyn.
Yay.
65.
65. Pooya starting it off.
Yeah, what? Let me do 65. I'm doing. You can do 70, bitch.
65.
Let's speed this
That's
up.
not
120.
fair.
All right, Owen, jumping up to 120.
150.
150 to Pooya.
200.
200 to Mari.
205.
205 to Pooya. Going once.
210.
210 to Mari.
Mari, come on.
215.
215 to Pooya. It's between Pooya and Mari at this point. 215 to Pooya.
250.
250 to Mari right now.
265.
265. He's putting you all in, Mari.
He can have her.
Okay. Going once.
Wow.
Going twice. Sold to Pooya for $265.
Mari knew exactly who we were going for. She made it very clear early, and I
Yeah.
knew that's one of the reasons why I've been looking at Mari's number and bidding accordingly, because I knew Mari was going to do this and max me out for this most likely.
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
But not necessarily because I wanted Carolyn. I want you maxed out.
No, I know, and
So-
I read that as well.
See,
Number one on Liana's list. When I got asked to come do this
Yeah.
pod, I asked her, I was like, well, I'm not doing this I don't want to bid for my players. I want to bid for who you want. And she gave me Carolyn, Troy Center for the lulls. And then she said, and if you can get Michelle, because I know you want Michelle, get Michelle. So my mission's complete.
There you go. You can go now. You can fade into the
I
background.
can take the nap that we talked about earlier. But yeah, this was an easy decision for me.
Yeah. I mean, this
And
whole thing was
this
leading up
is-
to Carolyn. It's
Mhm.
like a game of chess.
Mhm.
It's all about
Yeah.
the queen.
and
Yeah, which
for
is why I
like the
think it's
first half
interesting.
of the.
Go, Jenny.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like the first half of the auction, I thought that maybe she would be covered. And then I kind of caught on to what was happening with the covered situation. And this was my, like I said, I had 2 people left that I was gonna go wild for. And I was looking at the numbers I had, and I knew that other people were going for her and I was never going to get her. So that was why I was willing to spend it all for Steven, because I was like, I'm going to get in a situation. I'm definitely not getting both. This was top of my list coming in. I'm just saying,
Of course. Yeah.
the list wasn't super, you know what I mean? I was like writing down a few people that I'm like, these are people consider going like high on. And I just got to the point where I had gotten some people I was really excited about, but I was low in money and I knew I couldn't fight with these people. So I'm glad that Mari at least made Pooya pay for it. Because it's worth it. I'm sad to not have Carolyn, but yeah, she's the reason for the season, I feel.
Yeah, she is the player Liana's resonated with from the new era by far.
No
By
offense, Owen.
far.
None taken.
Yeah.
She's 1 in a million. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and also to be clear, we genuinely thought that Owen would have Owen. so we didn't know Owen was going to be up for bid either.
Yeah.
But no, Liana absolutely loves
Yeah.
Carolyn, and you know, I still remember when we did the draft for RHAP, she couldn't believe Carolyn landed to her, and she had put herself in 6th position, so she was very happy there too, and I'm sure she'll be happy here. It's gonna be so funny tomorrow when I leave her a text tonight and she wakes up to. So we did get Carolyn and Troyzan and Owen. We also have Mick.
Yeah. Carolyn is amazing.
She's gonna be
met her.
stoked.
I met her at the New York, the finale. And like I was afraid to talk to her. Asia talked to her for us. And she took a picture with
Asia's
us.
the
and she was just
connect
amazing.
always.
She always is. So shout out to Carolyn.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible person. I mean, you said, Jenny, like, I thought she'd be a
obsessed.
covered item, but haven't we learned from Carolyn, you don't keep her any sort of undercover? You don't keep that under a bushel. You let that
Yeah.
light shine, because that allows her to show the genuinely fascinating and fantastic person that she is. Also, I would say, you know, much like Owen, a Sia money winner as well. Pooya spent about like 1/200th of the amount that she got from Sia on Carolyn, so a pretty good bargain.
Quick math.
Yeah, I had Carolyn on the S tier of my list. For me personally, having been a zero vote finalist as well, I don't view Carolyn in the same boat as like a me or a Jake, just because she was so much better at the game. Like she should not be a zero vote finalist. That's where I feel the emotional disconnect. Like I loved watching her as a character, and I was so gutted that she didn't get any votes because I felt she deserved them. But that was just like a different situation than me or Jake, where I was just like, we did our best, buddy. Whereas Carolyn, I was like, what the hell happened? Like I tweeted out after, I was like, there is no way back-to-back seasons we should be the 2 zero vote fight. Like we should not have the same number of votes. When you go 20 years from now and look at the Wikipedia of the 40s of Survivor and you see the lists of the vote breakdowns, like such different trajectories. She was so involved in the strategy, all-time entertaining character, and just really nice to be around as well. I've had the opportunity to spend time with her, and she's really fun to talk to, down to earth, like amazing with connecting with the fans, but just a very like real and authentic person. And I enjoy her a lot, but I couldn't not blow all my money on Jake.
Well, of course. And listen,
I'm just mad that Pooya didn't even let me spend my own money. Sorry. I was like, I at least wanted to have one bid, even though I knew I was like, I just
65.
wanted to show that I would have.
Hey,
if I had
let
more
you
money, that
have
I
Michelle.
would've-
That's it.
I know. I went a while too early, and I knew that this was going to be the consequence of it. I got to a certain point where I was like, I'm not getting Carolyn now. It sucks. I'm sad because I'm just so
That's the
excited.
fascinating thing with this auction order, right? Is that I feel like Carolyn, Michelle, like I knew there was a bunch of people that were gonna have like very high number bids. There got to a point where I thought, is Carolyn one of the ones that's not gonna be on bid at all? I genuinely thought that might happen.
How depraved would I be as a person if I left her off the auction?
No, I just thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna like do. I was trying to figure out what your strategy was gonna be with the covered, and so I was like, I don't know. And then I started to see that it wasn't happening, and it was just too late because it was just like. I thought people were going to go way harder with bidding on the covered items, thinking that like, you know, just basically seeing like who had come for like so far and being like, okay, we're getting a big name soon. Like we're getting Carolyn. And yeah.
No, I had to open her up for bidding as Pooya extended his spending like a crab claw on a finger and has gotten Carolyn in his bench. But we still move forward with the auction. Don't let that fool you, is a quote from our next zero vote finalist. He's never nervous. It's Jervis Peterson from Borneo and Blood versus Water. I'll start with the bidding for Jervis at $10.
$10.
10, 15.
15 to Jenny.
20.
25.
25 to Pooya.
30.
30 to Mari.
35.
55 to Owen.
Oh, I guess I'm not out, but
60.
60 to Mari.
Jenny, you can do this. One more bid.
65.
All right.
Jenny, you can't do this anymore.
I can't do it
$65 to Owen.
70.
70 to Mari. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Mari, swallowing that money like a butak larvae.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret my Cassandra Franklin $5 bid here, but it's fine. It's worth it.
There we go. Yeah, Jervis is on your team, one of the OGs. How you feeling right now?
Oh, love him. I wrote down 4 people that I wanted in my draft. I have 3 of them. So
Who was
There we
the one
go.
you missed?
we'll
They
see.
still out
Oh.
there? They still out there?
There's one person left.
He's not
right?
telling us.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Jesus,
Wait
wait
Mari
till the
keeping
end of the
mystery
draft.
till the
That's why I
bitter
didn't
end.
say the name. Just wait till the end of the
Imagine
draft.
me
you-
keeping better track. Oh my god.
Owen, you were the one that was
I-
really in the hunt here for Jervis. Is it that nostalgia bias?
That's part of it. I thought it was hilarious. Just like you said, don't let it fool you. Like just the amount that he celebrated after the first immunity challenge, I thought was hilarious. The whole beef with Marissa and Brad Culpepper, hilarious. Just he's a great character. The Coconut Bandits, all of that. But there was certainly some strategy involved in this bidding as well.
All right. So
I'm starting to think Mari and I had an interest in the same person.
I agree. Jervis's Blood versus Water run was just amazing. Of course, the OG from the original. I thought Jervis was so funny. Him and Tyson together to me were almost like Survivor's version of Chilltown in a sense. Like
Oh,
They were-
I like that. Yeah.
yeah, they were so entertaining and so strategic at the same time. And
Mhm.
even though Jervis just completely kind of just at the final tribal council, it was still funny. It was still him. Like you could tell he was just happy to be there at that point, you know? Got a lot of love for Jervis.
there we go. And we are
And he's a
still,
huge wrestling fan too, I believe. So shout
I
out to
believe
him.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are not done with this quite yet, to quote one of
God.
Jervis's most iconic
Mike, I have a question.
ballads. What's up?
Can we give up the rest of our money to someone else if we want to? Or no?
I mean, Pooya, if you want to bankrupt yourself and give your
What are
remaining
you
$50
trying
to
to do,
somebody, you
Pooya?
can.
I want to give $5 to Mari,
Well, if
Oh, thank you, Pooya.
and then I want to give the remaining 45 to Owen.
Jenny, come on. Do you want to give me some money here? Just a little bit. Just a little bit of money.
yeah, I do.
All right, so let's say catch up on the
wait.
math here. So Pia's giving $5 to Mari to bring her up to 200, and giving $45 up to giving Owen to 245, removing himself from
Yeah.
the bidding right now.
Okay.
Jenny, you feeling charitable?
Oh my gosh.
What
Come on,
I think
Jenny.
this might be more
Yeah,
interesting
I
if
mean,
we have to come
what
up
can
with
I
a
do with
tiebreaker.
$65?
Give Mari
Yeah.
45
Yeah,
bucks.
I
and
agree.
let's see what
So
happens.
$45. 15 feels like I could get myself nothing really with
Starbucks?
$15
Little cheeky
these
meal
days, am I
somewhere,
right?
probably.
The
Yeah.
economy.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're giving 45 to Mari. Let's make things a little sexy, a little interesting, and $15 to take home for myself.
Okay. You
Thank
actually
you,
get
Jenny.
20
Wait,
there. So
Is that 20?
Hey, Jenny, give me $5, Jenny. I'm broke.
$5
Jenny,
Can I hold
Pooya, actually.
$5?
so Pooya gets $5 back.
Yes. I
There we
don't
go.
like
Money
seeing
changing hands.
bankrupt next to his name. It's hurting me. He did let me have Michelle, so I would like to give $5 back to
Keeping
Pooya.
Sam
Thank you
on
very
his
much.
toes.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, there we go. And I have a feeling you were doing this for a specific reason. Because, listen, we've been talking about a lot of Zero-Vote finalists that have received the grace of money from the one, the only Sia. But one man began it all back when she stormed the reunion of Survivor Co. Wrong back in the year 2016. Ty Mother Effin Trang.
$245.
$245. Owen just took all of the drama.
Wild.
And let me just point out, we both just said $245. That is a tie.
Mm-hmm.
About
tie.
Tie for tie.
I
a
tie
tie
for
for
tie.
tie.
Yes.
About an hour and a
Love it.
half ago, Mike Bloom said, whoever had Laurel on their team.
I give Owen
Would-
my $5 that I got from
my
Jenny.
What?
Does this make
I give
me
my
the
$5 to
kingmaker?
Owen.
My ass.
Am I the kingmaker by like giving Laurel to Mari to give her this power.
you get the
This is
final
4D
decision.
chess. I'll take the L if those are the rules.
I
but
mean,
I would
listen.
be heartbroken.
So let me be completely heads up here. When I
on.
put Laurel as a covered item because I thought, Sam, it'd be really funny if she had some sort of tiebreaker advantage. And he's
Oh
like,
my god.
there's never going to be a tie in the bidding.
Come
That's
on.
not going to happen. I said, if this ends up to be a nothing burger, fine, we'll let it slide. But my
Jenny.
God, is it
Jenny.
delicious right
Oh.
now?
Jenny,
What?
we can be
We
the
say
king and queen
bull.
maker if we decide to give our money to one of them and we decide who breaks the
Oh
tie.
my god,
Come
that's a
on.
lot of pressure on.
That's a lot of pressure. But if you are
All
going
right, give me
to
your
do
15,
that,
I'll decide.
no, don't
Yeah.
do that. Don't do that. Come on, Jenny.
I'm just a dumb woman.
'Cause
I don't know
that's
what to do
not
with my
fair.
Do you have
Give
tie
my
trying
money to
trivia
Pooya.
prepared?
Listen, I sat here and I let people take all of the people they wanted.
You maxed me out, Mari.
Okay,
See,
and you got your people.
I
I
thought
give
I
you
want
5 bucks.
Ty.
did
Ty is
servant
the
70 for
last
Jared.
person on my 4 that I came with going into this. Right now, if y'all do nothing, we are
Owen, where's
tied.
Ty on your list?
245, and
Ty
per
was in
Mike's
my A
rules,
tier.
I win.
Oh, but he wasn't on your
So-
S tier?
He was not on my S tier.
All right, I'll give my $5 to Mari.
What?
I gave you 45.
I
like,
think
sorry.
we need to do as Mother Nature intended. That indeed, Mari did get Laurel that came with a tie-breaking power. We never thought it would be invoked, but that's how the Constitution
That's so
works
funny.
sometimes.
This is
And so,
incredible. I
Mari,
accept my
She
defeat.
doesn't
you
wanna
break the tie.
break
Owen,
Ty,
I'm
she
so
wants to
sorry
buy
you have
him.
missed your last football kick
Yes.
once again. Mari gets
Unbelievable.
tie.
This was
Unbelievable.
worth it.
But you're leaving
I-
the richest person
this is how
here.
Scott Pollard felt when Ty didn't play the Super Idol for him.
Oh, I
I'm
love
upset.
that moment.
I'm
That was like
upset.
Owen
one of
looks
my
at
I held
Mari,
up
favorite
on
says
moments.
pushback so I
no.
could get Ty. I was willing to sacrifice Steven so I could get Ty.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sorry, Owen.
2
I-
hours for nothing.
I have it
I-
right here. I have Jervis, Tasha Fox, Ty, and Laurel. No particular order. Those are the 4 people that I wanted to try and get. on
Wow,
my
and the
team.
last 2
and I got all
beat
of
like
them.
those 2 being the last 2 is wild.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's why I was
I
like,
should've bought
"Oh,
Jervis.
you're killing me, Mike. You're killing me."
Well, listen, we have all
Hmm.
won a lot tonight, and I'll do a bit of a recap. But listen, I have another prize for you. Because we don't just have one Zero-Vote Finalist live and in person.
Oh no.
We have another. Come on in.
Hey! They're both on my
I was
team.
honestly kind of hoping that I wouldn't be introduced like that, but I didn't realize that that's the whole point of this. Like,
What do you do? You just show up as an anonymous identity? The best singer?
Coco, yeah. Like I go by Coco now.
Okay.
So
I
that's
love
I
that.
changed my name to Coco, but I don't like. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't understand what's going on here.
Carolyn, I've been here the
Understandably.
whole time, and I can't do math. Like,
I can't either. I
So,
failed it 3
Carolyn,
times.
we did an auction of all the Zero-Vote Finalists over the course of Survivor history.
Why would anyone want to relive that? Is that who's requesting this? Yeah, like,
It's a great question.
oh
Owen,
my-
Owen sat
Owen
through an
answered that
experience
call.
Yes.
I did
it's
answer the call.
awful.
Well, Carolyn, I do have some good news for you. You were the highest bid of the night. These people each started with $500. You went for $265.
Oh, what? So what does that mean?
You're the best.
Yeah.
That
One thing
you-
we wanted the
That's
most.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
People wanted you. And
What is that?
this is why this is better, because it's like this is the opportunity to give Zero Votes finalists like the
Yes.
props that they deserve
flowers.
through
Yeah.
fake
flowers.
bidding, but
I'm
moral
sick of
bidding.
it.
I don't know.
And I've been like, people will say like, you can't vote for second or you can't vote for. It's just like, could I have gotten one? And that's the only thing. And that sounds
Right.
stupid, but it just it is. It's one of those things where it's like none. Ooh.
Yeah.
No
I
one
thought
wants
you
to
should've
be in
got
this
one.
club.
Or
I
more
also
than one.
sometimes feel like in some of these seasons, the that there are people that didn't get any votes that played better games, in my opinion, than people that did get votes, whether it was first or second. But that's why this was a great exercise, because it's like zero doesn't mean that you were bad.
No,
Right?
that's what I tell myself. But it's one of those things.
No.
Who on the list it was bad? Who is can we talk about that? I know it's like you guys are ending. Who was bad? Who got 0 votes? How was that determined? Like, is that what this list was?
That's subjective.
I mean, that's all about. It's all about the money that they wanted to spend on it. You know, these could be people who you felt did nothing and therefore deserve little money. These could be people that you felt did stuff aggressively to, villainize their opponents and get little money for it. So it all depends. That's the whole exercise of this. Is
So
that
who
everyone
got the worst, or who got the least amount of money?
Well,
the chat got Nora.
Nora
Got
did not
wild.
get bid on at all. Was the only 0 vote finalist to get 0 money.
And I disagree with that. But why? What was the art? I'll watch. But like, I don't think
Well,
she did terrible.
This is why it's a complicated exercise, Carolyn, because it's like there are times that I sat out because I was holding on to money to make sure that I could maybe get someone that I wanted more. And it's like, if I spend even like, we got to the point here where, in the final selection, with a little help from Pooya and I, Mari gets who she wants simply just because she has a little bit more money than Owen. And so that's when these like little marginal bids become big at the end. So it's like it's not as simple as just like this is the right list and like these are the good people and these are the bad people. It's like trying to decide what you're gonna do like monetarily, which is why I'm not very good
complicated.
at it.
Whose idea was this again?
It is
The guy above you, Mike.
Michael Bloom.
At first, I was kind of like 0 vote finalist. Why didn't I get invited? But thank you for not, because I was.
You're welcome. I suppose.
Well, you kind of did get invited.
You were invited
you know what I'm
eventually.
saying.
And your presence was certainly there. I mean, I think you could see throughout the podcast, these people were holding on to their money like they were scared to lose it because I think they were waiting for you to drop. And once they did, my God, it came out in droves at that point. They were making it rain with cash for you.
Where did you get placed?
Pooya got me for, I think, $80.
75.
75. Oh, rude. Jake went for triple digits. Angelina went for triple digits.
Steven.
Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
The heavy
There are
hitters.
some-
So I'm happy with 75. I feel like that's a healthy spot for me to be at. Oh, can I buy Baden for $245?
And Owen,
Are we going
You know what?
international now?
Listen, you know what? Yeah, because I'm feeling charitable.
I
will
was
give
robbed.
Baden, who I believe is the only person to lose in the final 2 in Australian Survivor and get shut out. I think he'll get him for $245.
Hooray.
there you go.
I like it.
Yeah, well,
this
and I will say, listen, Carolyn, I very much understand what you're expressing. That's something we sort of been espousing throughout the podcast. I will spoil a bit as to perhaps what's to come. That there might be several people in the cast of Survivor 46 that might have the same opinion that you should not have gotten 0 votes at the final tribal council. So it's a nice setup for what some future
Great
Survivor
take.
players might believe as well.
Ooh, well, I'm excited. When does? Oh, wow.
How soon, Mike?
I'm not gonna say that, but what I will
Okay.
say is, listen,
What?
I
Isn't
said,
it known? Don't you guys already start talking about it?
He- He's toying with us.
Yeah.
He has us where he wants us.
What I will say is that, listen, I did these podcasts when I started this. I said that I would do these through before the Survivor 46 cast releases. It should be noted, this is the last one. Make of that what you will.
it's
So-
not.
And he's
So
been
where's
doing
the
them
party?
on Wednesdays.
Where's the party?
So if there's not time to do another one on a Wednesday
I don't know.
And on Wednesdays, we wear pink.
scenario.
We do.
We
We
do.
try to. Regardless, it's coming at some point. And there'll be plenty of Carolyn discussion. They left.
Oh, no way.
They left like 2 days after your finale, so you were top of mind for sure.
Oh, no one
Yeah.
talked about me on 45. Not that they need to, but
Carolyn, anything else you'd like to say on behalf of the 0 vote finalist community?
this was depressing. I listened to it and I just
Sure
was like,
was.
and I'm not kidding. I was texting Carson and my friend Rio was like, "Hey, are you listening to this?" And I'm like, "What the heck? Is this some sort of like trauma? Why are you sending me this?" And I turned it on and I had no idea what this, I listened for a good, like, I kept listening, and I kept texting Carson, what are they talking about?
we
still
we
do
still
It
am
would be a
not completely
confusing thing
sure.
to come in a little late on.
This
Well,
is the
regardless-
type of
setup of what was happening.
This is the type of talk when we're talking like Survivor. This is the type of conversations that I never fit in. Is when I'm like, oh, let's talk about like money and like, oh, who for this and when. I can't talk like you guys. Like I just, it's true. I don't fit in here. Like it's one of those things. It's like, what the heck is going on? It would have taken me like, I'll have to rewatch this 5 times to understand what you all said.
It says more about us than it does about you, Carolyn. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Don't worry.
Regardless, Carolyn, you
Carry
are
that.
an absolute gem, a $265 gem, but I would go on to say priceless, truly, in so many ways.
265.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what we're
so I'm not
saying,
obsessed with
Carolyn.
myself. Call me Coco.
All right,
So-
Coco. So good seeing from you as always.
Thank you.
Have a great
Good to
night.
see you, Carolyn.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
How do I leave?
You just X
Oh, I
out of
found
the
it.
tab.
Heck, yeah.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, what a fantastic drop in
Amazing.
from the bid
So
of
good.
the night, Carolyn, Coco, Martin, Weiger. Oh my God, so happy to see her, and so happy to do this tonight. This was such a great time getting to chat about this. Let me give one final rundown of the teams at the end of this, unless there's any last minute bidding or swapping that anybody wants to do. Seems like things are pretty locked in. We end the night with Owen getting Dreams, Sugar, Jake, Becky, Sash, Romeo, Sherry, and Xander. How you feeling about Team Owen right now?
I feel great about Team Owen. Honestly, I mean, Jake was my #1 priority coming in here. I'm sad I wasn't able to snatch a couple other of my S-tiered people, but I feel like I got some good values, and I'm very happy. A lot of people I've connected with personally, and you all said a bunch of nice things about me. So it was great. I had a
Yeah,
blast.
That win.
You're the true winner at the end of the day. You could clip this out and just play it.
Yeah, exactly.
in
Whenever I
form.
get sad about being a Zero Vote finalist, I'll just scrub to the middle of this podcast and just be like, no, I could have maybe won.
Jenny Autumn, you have Julie Rosenberg, Albert, Hannah Shapiro, Michelle Fitzgerald, Angelina, Dawn, Spencer, and Steven. How you feeling right now?
I feel great. I'm not gonna lie.
Mother
I got like I had to let some by my irresponsible early spend. I wouldn't say it was irresponsible. I'm just saying I got to a point where I had to let some things that I want go. But you're not gonna get everything you want in these situations. Well, it sounds like maybe Mari got everything she wanted.
Mhm.
But I did not think that I would get a team that I felt this good about. So I actually am leaving very, very happy with what my team looks like here. I feel really good.
All right, Maury, you came in with a mission, and mission accomplished. On your team
Yes.
tonight is Laurel and that very helpful tiebreaker, Ken, Russell, Tasha, Cassandra, Jervis, and Ty. How do you feel?
I feel great. I think my team is everything that I wanted, very well-rounded, while having a few surprises in there because I couldn't resist the closures. So yeah, I'm really happy with my team. I think we all like kind of made it out with like the people that we wanted, like the top people we wanted, really.
Well, let me ask Pooya, who ended the night with Troyzan, Owen Knight, Mick, Natalie Tenorelli, Chelsea, and the most recent guest on this podcast, Carolyn.
Literally the perfect storm. Everything I wanted and Mick. So
That's your team name. Everything you wanted in Mick.
exactly. I mean, and then this is the thing. My team, but really this is Liana's team, and I truly think I caught everybody she would have wanted ultimately. With of course, like if I could, I'd have a couple more people from some of your teams. But the reality was I was told save money for Carolyn, and I saved as much as I could to get there.
You did the right
Also,
thing. Yep.
I don't
Yeah.
want to obfuscate the tie trang of it all because I know we sort of like went past it between the epic confusion chaos of the tiebreaker and then the Carolyn pop in. But I will still go forward to say I think that Ty, I wouldn't say he's underrated. I feel like he's kind of been forgotten in this
Mhm.
modern era because he did play 2 seasons pretty much back to back.
Yeah.
Nearly get to the end both times, but hasn't played
Mhm.
since. And I do feel like maybe Co Wrong going to Netflix has kind of like boosted the spotlight. But I mean, my God, talk about a character that contributed so much to that season. Again, we talk about the SEA winners as a meme that is a reality that has changed people's lives with money. It is because Tai Trang forcibly kept a chicken alive and domesticated him and brought him to Final Tribal Council. The legacy this man has is honestly unfound. He was incredibly unique from the minute we found out that this Vietnamese gardening man in his 50s was going to be on the Beauty Tribe. From a romance with Beast Mode Cowboy to so fiercely denying his own ally a super idol. Like, in a season full of absolute standouts, Ty
Icon.
was among them. And I feel kind of
King.
bad that he's kind of forgotten
Amazing.
due to a lot of recency, but I absolutely adore him. And I'm glad he ended up going for the clean out amount at the end of it.
100%. And he did all that playing
I
Survivor
really thought
in
I
his
was-
second language. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, anytime you're having to do like Final Tribal Council, when in, what is not your first language, I feel like that's such a disadvantage, and he is still so good. And I just think that he, like you said, Mike, he kind of gets forgotten because so much of the narrative of how that season ends is like the Michelle versus Aubrey discussion, which I feel like, really takes away from what a big player and big part of the season Ty was, and really just yeah, I'm glad to see him get his flowers. Does Mari also get Mark the Chicken? Is that like a package deal?
Is it a package deal?
I mean, to be fair, Ty did leave Mark the Chicken behind in Cambodia, but sure, we can bring Mark the Chicken along and Mark the Human as well.
I'll take whatever. I'll take whatever. That moment where Ty like doesn't stand up to like give the idol.
Amazing.
Love it.
I have never laughed harder in a Survivor than watching that moment. I was like, thank you. It was so good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's on my team.
All right, so as we're finishing things up, let me tend to some old business here. Again, we released a poll before this podcast as to which of the groups of rewards from last week is the best. And listen, Marianne can't help but pick up W's because she takes home another one for this.
Win.
She ends up winning with nearly half of the votes from you listeners out there. Second place went to Mary with a respectable 30% of the votes. Third place went to Chappelle. And poor Chantel, who got so many of the duds last week, wound up in last place. Maybe we'll pop up a poll here as well if everyone's willing to do so. Have people vote on it. Can't reveal the results, obviously, on a podcast. Maybe I will in the future. Who's to say? But this was such a fantastic time. Not only tonight, but across this series. When I floated this out to Rob and Sam, I had no idea how this would turn out. But it was only as successful as it was because of all of these podcasters, all of these players that have signed up for this absolutely silly, inane, and insane concept. So, of course, shout outs to Rob Cesarino, Brian Scally, Sasha Joseph, Maddie Pamela, Brian Cohen, Shannon Gus, Freddie Marin, Taryn Armstrong, Ali Lasher, Gio Worthy, Omer Zahir, Chappelle, Mary Kwiatkowski, Chantel Francis, Marianne Oketch, and of course tonight, Jenny, Mari, Pooya, Owen. Thank you all so, so much. Let's go around the horn one last time. If you all want to give some plugs out, let people know where to check you out. Jenny, we'll start with you.
Well, Mike, you are a genius. So I just want to make sure that everyone, and you're always so gracious and so kind and giving appreciation to everyone else. So I just want to say, like, this whole series was really, really fun. And without you being the mastermind and the facilitator of chaos, couldn't be possible. So
well, thank you. I'm happy to provide, as Carolyn would call it, the trauma for something that happened at this point.
Listen, sometimes we just have to open it up. No, I was really glad to get to do this. Honestly, it cheered me up today. I needed this today. It ended up being like a really bright spot of my day. And I'm glad that even though we like the fighting and you know what I mean, I felt like this was like a little sweet little love fest tonight. And but we still had fun with it. As for me, this last weekend, I was on the Free Agents podcast with Matt Lagori and Brian Scally talking about Traders USA season 2. So that was a really fun time. Subscribe to that podcast. And Rob and I will be back later this week with Hit or Quit because, believe it or not, Farmer Wants a Wife is returning.
Oh my gosh.
For season 2, and it's a quiet off season right now, while we're waiting for maybe some more Titans to come later in the month of February. So Rob and I are at least gonna check out what Farmer Wants a Wife season 2 has in store for us. So we will be back on Hit or Quit later this week with that. So check that out. robhasawebsite.com/hit or quit. And that's pretty much it for me. Follow me on social media at Jenny Autumn. And this was really good and fun. And I love you guys.
Oh, we love you too, Jenny. Mari, what have you got?
Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2. And every week, me and Matt Scott bring you the highlights of the week in wrestling over on the Wrestling Wrap Up podcast. If you're watching this on the YouTube here, then just hop on over. Me and Matt are over there on YouTube with the Wrestling Wrap Up. So we're having big guests this season because we are on the road to WrestleMania. We are actually going to WrestleMania.
Oh,
so yes, we had Pooya and Jesse on just the other week.
Nice.
And yeah, we plan to have a whole bunch of guests. So you can follow us there. You can watch us on the Rob Has a Podcast YouTube page right here, or you can follow us at robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed. And of course, every Tuesday, me and Sarah Carradine bring you True Crime Tuesdays over on the Crime Scene podcast. Yes, RHAP has a true crime podcast. If you didn't know, we're here. Well, we're a true crime review podcast where we watch true crime documentaries, docuseries, and then when we rate and we review them and tell them if you should watch them. We just dropped an amazing episode with, of course, the best guest ever, Jason Reed, talking about American Nightmare on Netflix. It was a really interesting docuseries about the Gone Girl case. So you can check it out on Netflix, American Nightmare, and then you can come and listen to me and Sarah talk about it over on Crime Scene by going to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed in order to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
And of course, Traders is going strong. Pooya, you are wrist deep in it right now, which had you talking to a Zero-Vote finalist earlier this week. What would you like to plug from that?
Well, if you're watching US or you had watched UK, we got you covered over here on the network. Traders are RHAP up. Check that out. But otherwise, find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Pooya. And I'm just going to say, check out the Drag Race pod. Liana and Beth had Deer on this week, a fun guest. So if you check that out, and follow Liana on Twitter at LianaRHAP since she couldn't make it here today.
Get you a man who plugs his wife's social media in her stead. And thank you, Pooya, for subbing in last minute. I think you did her proud, though. I will not speak on behalf of the text that she'll respond to in the morning. Owen, this was such a great time. Thank you.
I know.
Thank
you for having me.
Thank you. I hope you're not getting too many angry messages from the group chat that'll be set up after this. It seems like you got a lot of your new era people on your team, but thank you for submitting yourself both literally and time-wise to this podcast. What would you like to plug?
Yeah, well, this was more fun and more traumatizing than I expected, but I really enjoyed myself. My Pod Friends episode with the aforementioned Matt Scott just came out recently. If you want to check that out, here's some less Survivor-focused stuff. You can find me on social media, all the normal spots. And then I recently have started streaming on Twitch a little bit more. My handle there is Owen Knight, but it's a 0 instead of the O, because the young knight was already taken. I play a lot of Apex Legends, and with the renaissance on Twitch, with a lot of the survivors starting to stream their games, as one of the people who plays a lot of video games, I figured, why not? I'll fire it back up. Haven't figured out my setup 100% yet, but if you like watching people play video games, come check me out. And since Pooya was such a good partner, I might as well shout out my partner, Sammy, her Samro Studio earring. She's been hard at work. We're getting ready for Mardi Gras here in New Orleans, and so she might have some designs up on her Instagram page. I'll share them. Who knows? She might be like screaming at me in the other room to not promote it because she might not have enough. But there's some pretty cool ones, and actually a pair made it onto the Challenge USA 2 because we gave Cassidy a pair, and she wore them on the show. And they got a little feature. So that was fun.
Wow. As seen on CBS Reality TV. Getting some press there. Getting some love from Owen's shout out as well. Of course, you can follow me on social media and on Cameo as well at a Mike Bloom type. And as mentioned, I guess I'll say it again. You better be ready. At some point, the Survivor 46 cast is dropping. And boy, do I have a lot for you, because I got to be in the room where it happens. I was out there in Fiji, and I had a very fun
Woo!
time.
Hell yeah,
talking to
brother.
this very fun group. So
Sexy.
you're going to be hearing a lot about them if and when that cast drops. And of course, outside of that, got everything else going on parade.com. But I'll also give a plug as well. Again, if you are Survivor minded and you aren't watching Traders and you aren't watching Australian Survivor, which just started this week, what are you doing? Come on. We got the
Keep
resources. If
television.
you're a patron of RHAP, we have the links. We have the ability for you to watch it with just a click. You can check out some incredible reality TV content to get us started right in 2024, which hopefully this podcast series did as well. I'm so grateful to not only the people who came on, but a lot of people behind the scenes. Sam, Scott St. Pierre, everyone who works behind the scenes at RHAP, as well as all of you who listened and followed us along. People who slid into my DMs with feedback, with suggestions as to how to keep tweaking this formula. Obviously, this is still a work in progress, but it was so much fun to get to try to shape this own game within a game, if you will, and continue to have this metamorphosize into this odd-looking butterfly that it has become and continue to change whatever this ends up popping up next. So thank you all again. Now, there'll be a poll up at some point that I'll plug, I'm sure, on social media to vote between these lovely people for their team of Zero Vote finalists. Special shout out to Carolyn Coco Weiger for stopping by as well. Always love her, as well as all of our Zero Vote finalists that we got to talk about tonight. That's going to do it for our final edition for now of Outbid, Outpay, Outdraft. Thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, everybody, take care. Bye-bye.